Wax it.
This
Wax
weekend
it
at that
indeed.
con, I was very proud of them.
Hi guys.
Rip it and rip it.
We are here. We are in episode 20. I'm glad that everybody got to hear that wax it part. That's very important. You shouldn't burn off the hair. You should wax it. If only you guys could hear the things that go on.
The more you know.
Pluck it.
It sounds like bop it. Like
Yeah, this is a weird fucking
version of
bop it. Yeah.
Right. Burn it. Wax it.
Whip
Bop
it.
it. Yeah. See. Oh God.
Ooh, I like
Thread
it.
it.
It's like the dog version. Ooh, thread it. There you
Yeah.
go.
Sugar it. No, that doesn't.
Oh.
that-
Whoa.
Oh, there is a sugar one where
Honey
it's like a sugar peel. It's like they
Yeah.
put sugar on your peel. It's weird.
I get it done for my eyebrows. It actually works better than wax for me.
Isn't that like super
I-
hot though?
Yeah, so am I.
Yes.
I'm-
We're not going to contest this.
As the cool kids would say, facts.
Facts.
Dead ass. On God. No cap.
No
guys.
cap. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm here for it.
Oh man.
I same. I
had someone say that to me the other day. in
What, no
public.
cap?
Yeah, stranger.
Oh my gosh. My
They were like,
my
"No
13-year-old
cap,
says
that's
that.
He says, no cap as our generation says. And I'm like, yeah, our generation. That's right.
Yeah.
I've never heard that said to
Oh.
me ever.
Tricking them.
Factor cap.
I've unfortunately heard it. Unfortunately.
I mean, the things I hear come out of the 13-year-old's mouth.
Oh yeah.
Sitting at
have-
the table and he's like, bet, mom, bet. I'm like, oh my god.
True.
You're all
True.
bet what? You're all
Minute.
nothing's on the
Yeet.
line.
I'm gonna yeet you into the sun. How's that? Bet.
I have like
I
an
can-
18-year-old sister, and yeah,
Oh.
it's
I've had a customer
we're like
use,
16 years apart. So
No
every
cap.
time like she says anything, I'm just like, what?
I've had a customer use on
What is this
God.
conversation you and your
On
friend
God?
are having? I don't
Yeah.
even know what
Okay.
it's about.
All right.
I was like, we don't have any more Apple Watches, sir. He's like, on God? I was like, yeah, I think.
or on the shelf? I don't know what it would like.
I guess
What
if
does that mean?
like
On
in
that
my
kid-
Swearing
line.
to God.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, bro, it's just a watch. It's not here. Go somewhere else.
Target sells them now. Goodbye.
No cap, bro. On
No
God.
cap. On God. That's right. Eat themselves to the target. Get what they got to get. So, gonna play that the D&D chord here. Get us back on rails, or at least attempt to. Inevitably, it always derails, but it happens. It's the nature of the beast.
Never gonna happen.
Nature of the beast, I suppose. So, this is episode 20. We've had some interesting last couple of episodes, some emotional last couple of episodes, and we are
I
here
have no
now.
emotions.
That is horse shit. I don't buy that for a second. Oz is the most emotional character, and I'm honestly here for it. So let's take a moment. Can we talk about what happened last time?
Rye cheated.
We had a darkest dungeon campfire
two-timer.
moment.
He
did.
did in fact. Right, you have anything to say for yourself?
Why is the way that you guys perceive this game is way different from me? Rye cheated, and then everyone agrees, and then they're like, "Go ahead and explain yourself, Ella."
How did Rye cheat? What did I forget?
Yeah, exactly. Rye didn't cheat. Rye
Ah,
Hold
is
on. Let me
finding new
get.
friends and new companions. Some, hotter and warmer than others.
Yeah, let me get the dustpan for.
you just call me ugly? Is that what
Wow.
I did
He
not
just-
say that.
Did-
I
did
did
he
not. I
just
meant
call
like
Oz
temperature. I meant
ugly?
like temperature, like in a like
Wow.
in a sleeping bag. How dare you? I burnt my face for you.
The Jerry Springer episode is coming
I
to
burnt
be.
my face for you.
I burned my face for you. All right. Listen. How did we all start out?
We started
Yeah.
out with Eli and Tripp taking the first camp watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were building camp. The episode started with
Yeah.
you guys essentially building
We
camp.
went out to the outskirts of town to.
Oh my god!
Rest.
It feels
Get
like
ready to-
so much happened, and it was
Yeah.
just the camp. It was just like one night at the camp.
Yeah, it was just one night
Yeah.
at the camp.
Dude,
That's
we have
literally
a
what happened.
real
The whole
penchant
episode
for
is
drawing
just
out
one
like a
night.
scene, huh?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
really do.
I was saying that before everyone got here. I'm like, we
Almost
play
like we
real
role play.
time.
We
Yes.
put Dragon Ball Z to shame.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man.
These are the days of our
On
lives.
the last episode of Harrowstone Z.
Will they ever leave the camp? Find out next time.
Every
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Rye isn't cheating. He's playing with a different rule set.
Damn. All right.
I like
Okay.
it.
That's a way to look at
I
it.
like
Sure. Sure. But it was more than that. There was a little bit more that happened. So, what? Catch me up. Give me some highlights. I know you guys can do it.
Well,
That
during
was
the
nice to Tripp.
Yeah. During the first watch, Eli and Tripp had conversation about potential redemption once they made it to Harrowstone, because Tripp was pretty confident that he wasn't going to be making it too far into it, given kind of his perceived layouts of the location, but wanted to redeem himself of, his potentially bad actions in the afterlife, if he had any, if there was a way for him to be forgiven. And through that, pretty much Eli pretty much opened up and said that, if it came down to it, him and Temerity would try to make sure that I was either put to rest peacefully, or if I had to be put down because something went wrong, they would be the ones to see through those course of actions.
Yeah.
There's totally no ulterior motive at all.
None. None at all.
Just being nice and redemption.
Yeah.
And
I was like, because
Yeah.
when I get free of this child's body, the paladin looks pretty fit.
Let's go. I'd like to jump. I'm really bad at jumping, so you can make me jump better. We
Oh,
can,
wait a minute.
make some fusion body.
I just realized Eli's not actually mad at Rye. He's jealous. He wants all of his own souls in his body. He needs.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
I was
makes
like,
way
look,
more
man,
sense now.
No, it's more like
Really?
we got to take this guy with us. He's still in the kid. I'm gonna tell him whatever I can to make him be on his best behavior. And if he's actually remorseful, maybe these words of encouragement will make him do what I want and help us out in the long run.
Wow. So it's a manipulation.
It's manipulation, but it's okay. It's like two birds with one stone kind of thing. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty genuine about this, but also it's gonna help us out. This
One
way.
manipulation, two positive outcomes.
Yes.
I like it.
Calculated.
Okay, all right.
It's very wry, and I'm
You're
here
not
for it.
manipulating. You're managing the moment.
So that's a spin on words there. Okay, all right.
We had a pretty heated encounter the last one beforehand too, so it's not really good to go into a danger zone with bad feels.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Eli's a little on the outside right now. Even
That's where I
after
live,
like
baby.
last night. Even
That's
after
where I live.
last
That's
night.
where I'm comfortable. Okay. I was raised
Yeah.
by dwarves.
We gotta
okay?
bring you in,
I don't.
you stubborn bastard. We gotta bring you in.
Hey, my actions are always for the group, but my words may not. You may not like those.
I
all
don't
the
know.
time.
I feel like Eli is not on the outside. I think we are a bunch of misfits, and Eli's like
Only
got his
normal.
shit together
Yeah,
compared to the
yeah.
rest of us. Let's be
Yeah.
real. Like
Good.
he's
I like that.
healing
Yeah.
people. He's taking care of things. He's cleaning up our shit afterwards. He's
I'm
like the
dragging the
dad of our
professor's
group.
You're all
Body
the misfits.
around.
I'm the professional here.
Look, he might be a little racist of a father, but it's fine.
I'm like
What
running around
father
doing all the
right now
chores,
is
and
it?
I'm looking back at Torvin like, Dad, is this okay? Like, am I doing it right? Am I healing it right? How do I collect wood? Like,
There's
do you see that over there?
Well, Eli's legitimately probably the only one in the group that, like, besides Torvin, that like Rye can really count on in the moment, because the spellcasters have been so all over the fucking place. He doesn't know what's going on with that shit. It's frothing at the mouth, fireballing Zokars, dude. It's
But
planting
pegging
lemon
an
trees or
orphan.
planting peach trees.
that being said,
that's-
your
that's cool.
spellcasters have been very, very, very quick to enter any social scenario, and they thrive. Right? That's at
Yes.
least that's what I've noticed.
Oh, very true.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying from like a practical standpoint, they're scary.
That yes.
Because anytime they cast a spell, you never know what's
Get a
going
little
to happen.
surprise. It's fine.
I saw Temerity turn into a giant woman, like Steven
It was
Universe
hot.
style. Yeah.
She's like a god to us. She's throwing fireballs
I'm
and
already a
gigantic. She
It's
grew up
just
Peachtree
vigor.
too, I think.
Trust me, she's all woman.
Temerity giveth and Temerity taketh, I guess. No. Oh man,
No wonder Rye's scooching up to her.
I just realized that she took Zokar and left them with a peach tree. So is that the trade-off though? Zokar will continue to feed. He's just through the peach tree now.
Honestly, Zokar's fine. We talked to him. He's cool with it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he just wants us to watch his kid, which by the way is with like Peverin and Jaminda is with us too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jimin is
Jiminda's
with you
with us
guys
too.
for sure.
Yeah,
feel
and
like-
I don't trust her because she's all bound up by
I reckon
Nadal.
it's just a good point. I'm just saying.
If you think about it, we got rewarded for him dying because we got his merchant papers. So
That is
kinda
true.
messed up. I mean,
Yeah.
he might have given them to us anyway, but
I
who
mean,
knows?
honestly, he wouldn't have even said anything had Rye not expressed the need for it. Rye expressed the need for those things. And what is paperwork to a dead man?
Mm,
It's not going to help him anymore,
Everything.
right? Certainly wouldn't help his son. But when that came out, he's like, "Oh wait, I have one last trick up my sleeve. Here's the secret to my food, and here are these papers." And I don't know. I thought it was. I personally think that it made for an interesting and very compelling moment at that. So who knows? I'm not sure where it landed with you guys, but I think that I don't think anybody's going to let anything happen to Peverin, or at least you're going to go out of your way to make sure that nothing happens to Peverin.
I don't know. I'll use him as a meat shield if I have to.
hobgoblins.
I'll be your meat
Him
shield. It's fine.
it's him, then Pecker, then
If
you.
it's him or me, I mean,
Rye's giving hugs to all the enemies. He's the meat shield. He just runs in and it's like,
It's
grabs
true.
him.
He does. He does.
It's like,
look,
Yeah.
Oz will save him up to the point where it's down to him surviving.
Makes sense.
And then it's like, screw y'all.
all right, so you're gonna run away at like 1 HP in the prison.
1? How about like 10?
You only have 10.
Yeah,
I
he's
know.
got to escape. He's got to
Look, I
escape.
have 15. Come
Oz,
on, give
to
me
be
the
fair,
extra 5.
Oz would have ran away from the fire if he wasn't pinned to the wall.
Yeah, true.
But it was the pin to the wall. So even that moment right there, like I gotta ask Maggie, like even in that moment with Rye pushing his whole body into that flaming log, like that didn't even change anything. Like, would you go back to save Rye, or is it still like every man for himself?
I don't know. Oz might have a change of heart, but
Ooh,
I don't know. Like
I don't know. Yeah, I think
one
Oz
of
would want
one of
to
the
have a change
flaws
up.
that he has is like that he cares, about himself pretty
Sure.
much. Like he will, if it comes down to his survival or anybody else's, he's like peace. But he's still a good dude. He'll help out up to the point where he's like, we ain't surviving. We gotta run. He's fine with running, I think, is what the point is. Where I think some people here are probably like they'd rather be the martyr and like die
Oh,
to
yeah.
save other people. Oz is like, I ain't dying for you. I gotta
See,
get home, man.
Starting to
I
fall a little
gotta, I
bit.
gotta stay alive.
Starting to fall a little closer to Eli on these goblins. I don't know, man.
Right? Oh, me a racist.
That's her goblin side
It has
talking
nothing
right
to do
now.
with being a goblin.
You'll wake
I
up,
think it's
they're
more
already
of-
cutting your throat. Okay.
Man,
Look, I'm not
You're
gonna
being-
kill you.
You're being
That's
more
not what I'm
goblin than
talking
Hob right now, all right? I'm gonna need you to be like 50% more Hob,
perfect.
20% less goblin.
Am I going to Jorfa still by myself, by the way? Or
I think you
like,
are.
Well, hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. We missed some stuff in the recap.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
the first
Yeah, yeah.
night. So the
Torvin
first
and
night.
Rye took the second watch, and then a lot of shit happened during that.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rye revealed to Wyld, sort of like, still kind of in a quiet way that, like, I don't know. Rye feels like if anyone's gonna survive, it'll probably be Torvin. He's seen what his guts are, so it's like he could just be remade, I guess. Who knows? With enough
Yeah,
clay.
that's how it works. I'm a golem.
Yeah, basically. That's what it is. Who knows? But and besides his obvious skills, as like a tracker and a ranger and stuff. So he kind of let him know kind of what happened, in a maybe not as detailed way, what happened with his past, and that he does have a daughter out there and he's been searching for her.
And his
And that-
waifu is an ASMR.
Yeah. And then, waifu is a strong word, but his love interest at the time. Not many young kids get married in Nadal. There's no like weddings and stuff, especially for Aasimars. But yes, yeah, he was in love with Aasimar. He had a child with her. They took her away. He took his girlfriend away, his wife, whatever, his lover away. And then he was left with the child. And it wasn't until 4 months later that the child's eyes started to glow that he realized, oh shit, like she was half Aasimar. And being in Nadal's and Aasimar is like one of the, it's like not, like it's the worst spawn point, you could hope for. So he sent off the baby, his daughter, but he couldn't escape himself. So he sent with a merchant, which is why he wants to take up, become a merchant so that he could travel and find this merchant buddy of his that he had given his daughter to so many years ago. That was like so long ago. It was like 15 years ago. So he tells Wyld about that. And, it just kind of says, look, you don't owe me anything, but if you're out and about and you see somebody with glowing eyes, ask them their name. If it's Irea, I was basically kind of like, I didn't say it, but like, hey, tell her that, her dad loves her or something, like, look, keep an eye out for her.
I can just see Torvin's like, you're Irea? Yeah. Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. You want some tobacco?
Yeah, you want
There
some
you go.
tobacco?
You want to smoke?
Hello, 10-year-old. Here is some tobacco.
So like but right after the watch, or kind of towards the end of our watch, we're visited by a ghost. A ghost.
Yeah, spooky.
Yeah, and it was Seriata.
Yeah.
Coming back to answer Temerity's questions from episodes ago.
What?
We sent her on a mission.
Yeah. What was
She
that?
took a long time, man.
She did. She did. In fact, she did. What was uncovered, Maggie? What do you have written down?
She said that they're breaking his spirit and using him so he can become a butcher. And this was in reference, I believe, to the warden, which is her husband.
Yeah.
And they are trying to trap her and have her slain by her husband, is what she came and said. And then Ryan and Tripp had asked her about some other things, but they didn't have any information really. But did learn some things about Tripp.
Yeah. She said that she could answer one. She had information, but she wouldn't be able to be long. She could answer about one prisoner.
Yeah, and so she said that she didn't have much information about him, but he was a half elf, and that basically someone thumbed him. They set him up as like the money launderer, but really he did nothing. He was a good bean who got caught up in some bad shit. And it was the person who built the prison took a payoff so that Tripp would take the place of a noble that was meant to be in that place.
Yeah.
And then all the guards were in on it except dun 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 plot twist. The warden.
The warden had no idea.
He didn't know.
Yeah, the warden seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
One good bean mixed in with a bunch of sour grapes.
Sounds like somebody betrayed
Oh, I
him.
love grapes though.
That's why they're trying to use him, probably because he was so good, and they gotta like corrupt him or something.
Yeah, it seems like he's doing a lot of this against his will.
Okay.
Oh,
All
they're
right.
trying to turn him, and he is the warden. Maybe he's keeping them there. He's the
Maybe.
warden.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I like
Or
that.
maybe
I like,
maybe that's
he never stopped
maybe
being
that-
the warden.
Yeah,
maybe that's
so
why they
need to
didn't
turn
get
him,
out.
to change him to get out.
Yeah.
Why does that make so much sense? It was so obvious and like, but I just
mean,
did not make that
it's the
connection in
warden.
my head at all. Yeah, yeah, no. it makes
If
a lot
they
of sense.
could kill him, they would in
It's
a
a
heartbeat, I
revelation.
dare say. So if they have to turn him, why?
Imagine how strong
That's
of a spirit you would have to be to maintain a prison full of hateful, angry
Pretty strong.
apparitions
Mm.
that are the worst of the worst kind of individuals, right?
Probably why it was so easy for me to get out. Which like,
Let me posit this question then.
Maybe he let you out.
What
Most likely.
happened with a Whispering Way, and what did they really want? And what did they really get?
Probably wanted the warden. If they didn't get him, they
Maybe
released.
they're in there already. Maybe they've passed on.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a side effect. How long has this been going on?
They were looking for something.
Or a ritual gone
They were
wrong.
looking-
They said it was the warden, right?
Yeah, they said they were looking for someone, and it was the warden.
Wasn't that the question we had asked before?
Mhm.
Yeah.
We said
Yeah.
who or what is the current name of the person or thing the Way is looking for in Harrowstone, and it was the warden.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we need to go in there and find the warden. We gotta find him.
Hopefully.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Here's a crazy idea. Maybe we have to rescue the warden.
Oh yeah.
That's
Pecker.
that's I don't know, Chief.
Their goal
listen, the
was
group's
to
gonna
discover
stay
the
here.
formula for liches and engineering their release. Right?
That's
that
their goal.
That was the Way's goal, right?
Is
Right?
it?
They
Why
want
are you
to
saying is it? Why are you saying that to me? I thought that's what you told us.
I think they want to their ultimate goal is to like resurrect the tyrant guy that's been dead for
The
like
Whispering
1,000
Tyrant?
years. Yeah.
I mean that seems like the most feasible, right? Like that's the entire reason that they exist is because they
Yeah.
were the followers of the Whispering Tyrant. So, I suppose if you happen to be on the ground floor of knowledge of this particular group, then it's safe to say that they probably want something to do with the Whispering Tyrant, whatever that could be.
Mm,
Well,
mm.
I feel like I'm hearing the gears turning, and it's my favorite.
I don't know. These are the things that I have in my notes. So
Okay, was
You
there?
should just kill everybody and absolve the issue altogether.
Yeah, you started with some kids.
Yeah.
Damn.
Kill everybody, doesn't the doll then win?
Well, if you kill everyone, what do we do with Hap? Oh, you purists. Now are you suggesting that we do kill him?
Hap's not even
You can kill
a
him, just don't
natural
eat him.
creature.
You can't even kill him. He's already dead. You guys are in love with the necro dog, okay? I don't know
can
what to
you
tell
kill
you.
him?
Whoa.
You're just
He's
like the
immortal.
necro dog,
Whoa.
bro.
We can.
I
we
am
can
not
try.
like a necro dog. I am alive, probably.
Like, probably.
Like that.
Alive. You had no soul.
I do have a
Damn.
soul.
Damn.
I
Yeah,
have a
it's
soul.
a-
You have like
It's a
12
hole.
little children's
Can I
souls
roll to
attached
see if he
you.
was warm in the sleeping bag with me?
Ello, if you had a soul, you wouldn't have cheated on Oz. Okay, there you go. Boom.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
How, you don't know. the
Rye
status
doesn't
of
know
their
what
relationship?
hobgoblins are into. He doesn't know hobgoblin feelings. He barely knows his own feelings.
Well, now you do. Here's a broom and a dustpan, and you can sweep up the broken heart that you made.
Oh my god.
Listen,
Is this like a Christina Perry song? What the hell?
Maybe
I-
I don't know.
it's like I'm stun locked. I'm stun locked.
Unlocked.
I'm stun locked.
Rye has 12 or like 11 or 12 children's souls attached to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't
Are
we
they
all
like
though?
ion stones?
And Eli's now
No, I
jealous
have
and wants
none.
one for himself.
More than just the fact that he has 12 souls attached to him, his soul is missing.
That's what I was saying. I said
Okay.
he didn't have
He's
one.
like a patchwork man.
Oh, I missed that. That's my
Well, I
bad for
thought they
saying
were
that.
holding his soul like in.
No, his
No,
soul
he
is
has-
gone.
No, they're just attached to
Those
him.
those souls are swirling around his body. Everyone else's soul is actually like inside, and then
They
it's
weren't
like
swirling. They were
Huh.
like chained to him.
Listen, I'm gonna tell
I wrote
you what
down
I
in my
tell
notes.
people about me in real life. All right, I was homeschooled, born and raised Southern Baptist in Florida. I'm as normal as I'm gonna get. Okay.
that makes sense.
Rye comes from the doll. If all he has is 12 children's souls hooked together to make a makeshift soul because he doesn't have one, that's just coming from the doll. That's just everyday life.
So
That Rye's not a magic user.
he's like every other preaching
How's
in
he
adult.
attaching souls to himself? What do you guys? What device? What mastery has he shown over the devices that he's had? He had to smash open a locket because he couldn't get it open.
I think they sell that on QVC though.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of, have you ever watched like otters when they try to like open shells and they like smack them on ice and shit? That's what it makes me think of.
That's
sounds
pretty
like a
fair. He's
TikTok,
soulless, but at least he's not from Florida.
If you don't have a soul, just take 12 other souls and put them in.
Yeah. This is
Listen, Rye doesn't even know what this is about, okay? He assumes that like he's getting some support, right? Like in the afterlife, there's his orphan, family that died in a fire, for crying out loud, is coming together to support and love Rye in their soul form. And you guys take that beautiful, beautiful sacrifice and you shit all over it.
You're saying it's a family reunion.
But Rye had no
I'm
idea.
saying that's what Rye assumes, because
It's not
Rye
our
has
fault
no
your
idea.
friends got air fried, okay?
until Eli said that, like, whoa, what the fuck are you? You have souls all over, like 12 souls floating around your body.
Rye
but yours
didn't
is
know
missing.
that.
He had no idea. He had no idea. So, it's man, it's
You're welcome. I'm crazy.
it's gonna make for.
I
an
mean, it's a
interesting
little bit
experience.
of an alarming diagnosis to get. Excuse me, sir. You've got 12 children's souls holding together your non-soul. It's an issue.
Could you picture that? Just walking down the street, some dude just taps you on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, by the way, I just want you to know you have no soul, and there's like
To be
the
fair,
souls of children chained to you right
That's
now."
what they
You're
do
gonna
at
need
the
some Benadryl.
Scientologist
I'm gonna
Center.
need you to go down to CVS and pick up some Benadryl.
to be fair, it was much more aggressive. Like Eli was like, "I'm gonna mother F and kill you. Tell me
Yeah.
what's going on."
Yeah, he was gonna kill me, and in essence, the 12 children that were making my soul. If
They
anything,
need to
Eli
be
was trying to kill a
released
dozen
so they
children.
can pass on peacefully.
10 out of
Pass
10.
on peacefully, like Kendra did with your hammer through her chest.
10 out of 10 out of 10
was just-
necromancers are way happy with your scenario. They think that you've succeeded.
I've never smacked a
Big
zombie
necromancer
before.
vibe.
Big necromancer,
How-
that's right. Yeah.
I didn't know it was gonna be like paper, the old
didn't-
professor's dead body. Just like paper mache, man.
Did you figure it out when you picked the pieces of him and put them in a box?
I fixed her.
Not a box, a
afterwards.
bag.
I'm waiting
Like a
for you to grapple
trick-or-treat
somebody.
bag. Petros.
So needless
So
to
we're
say,
gonna
chat,
bury Petros again, guys.
you guys can
I'm just
see
gonna stick him in the dirt.
that they've obviously experienced some things. They've had some personal feelings get twisted,
trail mix.
right? Get twisted by the story
Perfectly
here.
fine. We're living our best lives.
It's
Kind of.
true. I mean,
Everyone's happy.
No.
some people
No
have had
one's-
actual
no
babies,
one's
but we're
dying.
not in Harrowstone yet, so everything's cool.
Didn't put any of the professor in that soup you made us, right?
Did you check the bag?
I mean, someone smoked somebody's wife. It's not outside the realm of
Yeah.
possibility.
And the only way you can make a good broth is by using
Elo just had an
bones.
idea.
Just by boiling them down, that helps out.
I can tell. I could.
Yeah, I
I could see that Elo just had
did.
an
I did
idea.
just have an idea. Yeah, I was like, Rye should have a reality show. He could be like the Dugans, like the 19 and counting. He's got 12 souls, 12 kids. It's like a
Sister
reality.
souls.
Definitely not the
Yeah,
idea.
yeah,
I
it's like
thought
a
you were gonna
reality
have.
show. And then it's
That's not
1,000,000% not the idea I thought you were gonna have. Oh
Yeah,
my
of
god,
course not. Who
so
would've-
far off base. Jesus Christ.
But you saw the face I make when I have an idea that I'm really excited
Yes, yes.
about. Not that it has merit to the idea,
See,
because it really doesn't.
What I thought, right? What I thought in the moment's like, yeah, we're in a world where a guy smoked his own wife. And Ella was like, oh, that's right. In my mind, I thought he was like, oh shit, we actually have the body of a guy who like literally does necrobotany and smoked his wife. Maybe we can discover more. But he's like, a game show.
Yeah, a
I'm like,
reality
do we have
show.
that guy's body? No. I mean, we have pet.
You have Petra's body.
Petrus's
Petros.
body, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. What
Doesn't
happens
help
when
us
you
though.
have Rye and 12 child souls?
I don't want to.
And like, and then like,
True
this, like
story.
like you like this, like the lean back, and yeah.
How does that work? Do we have to dry age him first, and then like use like a grater, and then like put him in a joint, and then smoke him?
It's like-
Is that how it works?
It's like that movie, 8 heads in a duffel bag, except it's 12 souls in a back alley brawler. It could be weird. As long as Joe Pesci's in it, I'll fucking watch it. I don't care.
I mean, that's fair.
With special guest star Danny DeVito.
I mean, speaking of, Gorovin, right? We're still looking for that.
Yeah, you guys
That
have.
guy. Well, because like Rye is still interested in like the crazy wife smoking shit, right? But like that's why he was kind of waiting for him when the town hall, like before the town hall thing. He felt like maybe they were like building a little
has not
rapport
been
and hasn't
anywhere.
seen him since then.
Where has he been?
Yeah. We need to figure out what's going on, Gorovin.
I still believe he tried to kill us.
Maybe.
Well,
every time we look into the town, there's something interesting and something important to investigate.
He's the only
but
known
we've got to
wizard
get out of here.
that casts arcane lock that we know of, and that was cast twice.
That's what's
he
important.
has all the children.
You said there's one small note that almost slipped there. He's the only wizard that we know of.
Yeah.
That we know of.
We also don't know about Father Charlatan either yet. What he does. He could be a freaking wizard. It seems like they're missing one from their party.
Yeah, but wasn't he inside? Why would he lock himself inside a
Father
burning
Charlatan is probably some kind of like priest.
No, he's one of the ghosts. He's the last ghost we didn't have info on.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was
right.
probably some kind of like priest or something.
That's what it sounds like, but yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys are sort of spinning around the ideas, kicking up what we're gonna do. So,
and right cuddled with Temerity.
Yeah, that's not something that we should neglect. That was an important.
It's very
scene.
important.
Yeah,
it's very
Oz saw
important.
Yeah.
And Oz saw it, and Oz was that. I feel like that's the first time we talked about Oz's feelings for Rye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think Oz knew.
Yeah, because neither me or Temerity knew. So
Thought Oz just wanted friends.
Yeah.
and that's a different kind of friend.
Yeah. The way you said that, you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I doesn't know what he's got, man. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's got
every heart
12
wants
children's
something, right?
souls. People falling in love with him. He doesn't know what's going on.
Every heart
Look,
yearns for
Rye's probably
something.
the person who's been the nicest to Oz in a long time.
Well, yeah, that's probably
Oz
fair.
gets judged real quick because he's a hobgoblin.
Zokar didn't care. Hell, he brought you food.
That's true. I'm a little mad at Zokar. He didn't give me the recipe of his wolf balls.
He did
Gave
see
it to all of us.
He definitely said it for
I
anyone.
think we all assume. Yeah, I think we all assume it's going to go to you.
Said specifically to someone.
I think it was the only person that went out of their way to say like how exquisite they were, which was Torvin. Torvin actually had a scene where he was like, "These are magnificent."
Yep.
So that's
I've got the patent now. I've written it down.
perfect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is there anything else that you guys wanted to bring up? Anything at all regarding this session or the previous?
I did say if anybody, I don't know how much gold we have because I don't think we ever settled on that. But I said if anybody wants to throw some coin, I'll go visit Jorfa. And then I talked to Torvin about
Jorfa.
Hey, yeah, Jorfa's she knows about you and stuff, and I got a lot of more information about that as well. And that maybe Torvin's not so gung-ho about bringing her in right away, at least, because there's other pressing matters. And he's like, just go talk to her and see what you can get for now. But he can't come with me, so I'm gonna try to wiggle my way with some diplomacy and stuff, maybe. And,
I'm so tempted to go over.
yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any items if that happens. If you come with me, but
Dude,
maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Tripp's gonna walk in and do the biggest fucking battle axe you've ever seen. He's like, I'm just gonna kill everybody. I'm the executioner now, boys. So let's go.
This isn't going to go very well.
Yeah, Rye's gonna need some of those health potions we identified.
Okay,
We'll just bring Rye, and then after we accidentally kill her and leave, he can accidentally steal everything without me seeing it.
I think the plan that we had was we're gonna bury Petrus.
Yes.
We were gonna talk to Gorovin, and then we're gonna head to Harrowstone.
Yes.
And the Jorfa talk. Outside of that, yeah, it was directly in.
Yeah.
It's a busy day.
It
I
is.
would say it was gonna wait at the
I don't
end.
think we're gonna get through it all.
Gone.
We'll see. We'll see what we can get through here. So I'm basically going to
Someday
open...
we'll make it into Harrowstone, and we promise people.
I'm going to open this story up to whomever would like to sort of take the stick of storytelling first, right? You already know that it's dismal. That's basically the ever-present feeling and mood of this place. It is the necessary drain and downspout of society and sadness, right? This is where everything sort of collectively spins the drain and sits. It collects people, moods, feelings, the dead. This is where people come when they want to be forgotten about or lost. And you found yourselves here, courtesy of the story, and, well, some of your own chagrin and personal decisions, of course, but you are here nonetheless. So, you've gathered your things. You're stepping away from your campsite. Some moods are very heavy. The mood is, to say it's heavy is, I think, an understatement. We did just find out that Tripp discovered who he really is, and it's shaken him, to say the least. He actually stepped away. Peverin's waiting inside, hoping that he survives this scenario, this encounter. And each of you have something that you'd like to accomplish. Maybe it's getting down to the bottom of your involvement in this. Maybe it's just leaving this place. Either way, survival is paramount. So I pass this to you. In the dismal state that is exterior Harrowstone, that is exterior Ravengrow, do you walk back into the town?
Tripp would probably maintain the campsite until they come back. Because there's no reason for him to go back if.
Yeah,
they're
but we're
kinda
not
just-
going to leave an 11-year-old boy in the wilderness, like
the-
at the
that's
campsite.
That campsite's done.
This
It's
11-year-old
weird.
boy is more capable than for sure 2 of these people because you saved their lives. All right.
Are
He
you
will be
finished,
fine.
Nelson?
I'm just kidding.
Those are lovely words. Any more you got to add?
No. If anyone's
Okay.
staying, then he'll stay and maintain the campsite. If everyone is going back, then he'll follow the group. But he'll probably do it at a distance, at a big distance.
I believe Rye wanted to bury Petros. Did anybody want to come with Rye to go?
I would go bury Petros. Yeah.
I think Oz would
We
go.
were gonna do that on the way to Harrowstone.
Oh, that's right. We were going to do it on the way.
yeah,
back. That's right. That's right.
That's why
It's
I was
true.
going.
The rest lands are on the opposite side of Ravengrow, a mile before Harrowstone. So
Just
then,
throw his chest on Temerity's wagon.
Yes.
Her nice
carriage.
Carriage.
So the
Whenever I get the chance to drop that off,
gotcha.
I'm not lugging it around behind me everywhere like a weirdo.
Sure, makes sense. So you've pushed us atop the carriage. You've packed up your things. What is the first stop? Do you guys break away and separate the party? Do you stay together to confront either Alendru? Do you do what is first?
We're
I
gonna
don't
go
know
on
what is-
everybody if we're confronting that guy for sure.
I know Rye wants to seek out Groven. That's all Rye wants to do before Harrowstone. So whatever order that happens, that's all he's really got on his mind.
It's true.
I just need to hit up Jorfa before we go on the way to Harrowstone, because I just want to see if we can get
Yeah.
anything, any kind of equipment, anything that'll help us. So,
Right.
But that's like a last, unless we have to split it for time's sake. So
Okay, sure, I get
Definitely
you.
indicated that I shouldn't be coming with you, so I'll go with Rye.
All right.
Rye would also ask Jaminda if she has any extra potions or anything to help going into Harrowstone.
Yeah,
She's-
She there won't even be like an immediate retort, right? She's just gonna nod implicitly.
yeah, because her whole future's on the line, kind
Yeah.
of tethered to what we're gonna do now. Too,
Very much so.
Mm.
Your
Like
success
old
here.
man now.
Your success here is tantamount to her success going forward. So, I mean, I think you guys have already guessed, right? Jaminda does not want to leave Peverin at all, right? She can't help the fact that his body is possessed at the moment, but she's always stayed just like circling him like a satellite. So she's kind of always knows where he's at, and what's going on. But yeah, she wants to help.
Rye was concerned for Peverin, but after learning about Tripp's innocence, he trusts Peverin in the hands of Tripp now. At least he probably wouldn't have it that way, even knowing Tripp's innocence. But I think the situation dictates that, if we got a live-in babysitter, we should probably use it. So.
Okay, now I feel like it is important as your storyteller to relay this so that everybody's aware, not only you, but the audience as well. Tripp is capable. Tripp is in the body of an 11-year-old. He does not have the same hit points as you guys. It won't take much to body him. He will go down quickly. So you may have to be the helicopter parents here. You may have to watch him. Now,
Yeah, but like in town, like
Sure.
Yeah. I feel. Well, I mean, unless Hap gets to him. You don't know what that hat can do.
I run into a wall as hard as I can. I'm like, watch my endurance.
Okay, so
Tripp,
I'll
Tripp.
stay within 10 feet of Tripp at all times if I can.
I was gonna say I was actually gonna probably I was gonna most likely be following Oz because I remember last session I ended with being near Pecker.
Yeah.
So,
Picker will probably stay with you.
Yeah, then
you're still
I would
feeling-
probably just he's probably not gonna say much, but he'd probably be following Oz and Pecker into town at this point.
now I've got to ask specifically for narrative focus here. Tripp, is it Tripp that likes the chicken, or is it something that you feel like Peverin likes?
Aw.
Both maybe.
Yeah.
I think Tripp just in general kind of sees Pecker kind of like as the group like pet at this point. So whenever he's feeling down, he's like, I'm gonna go pet the little bird.
Got it.
Little, but it's 80-pound mega chicken.
Yeah.
So,
You got it. Sure.
They're so cool looking. If you've never
Yeah.
seen them, go look them up.
so yeah, he personally likes Pecker as a friend, companion, pet.
Yeah. Sure. Makes sense. I got you. Okay. Sounds good. Then, Temerity, you are the pilot of your own carriage. Do you wish to stop at the Lorimore residence? Do you restable your carriage? What does this look like with you driving?
So, is there any horses that are more expendable than others around? AKA not mine.
You could buy more
You
horses.
leave my donkey alone.
Well, because I don't like. I feel like bringing. No, I'm gonna stable the carriage.
Okay.
Not worth it because who knows how long we'll be in there.
All right. So you wish to
Peach
stable it.
tree. If you time up to the peach tree, you could last a long time if we don't come back to him for him.
Keep the peach trees. Petros's house.
Do you want your horse to live or not?
If we put him in the stable.
That's not where horses live.
Okay, fair. Okay, so I will tie the horse to the peach tree.
Yes. Yes.
And
Seriously.
Tie your horses to the peach tree.
Yep.
All right. And you wish to where Torvin is going with Rye. Oz, you're going with Rye? Yes, no. Maggie,
Oz?
I want to go to Garovin, yeah.
you want to go to Groven. Okay, and Temerity, where's Temerity going?
Where's the boy going? Because Ronald left. So.
Yes, he disappeared. He'll be back in just a
Well,
second.
he said he
was
was going
going
with
with
Oz.
Then
Yeah.
I'll go with the boy.
So
Okay,
that-
so the group of us are gonna go to Groven except for
Eli.
Eli.
Eli
If
is
there's
So
not
it's gonna
enough
be
time,
Dad.
then I'll have to go, but unless I can go with them for that. So
Comes the boy.
if there's not enough time, then I'll go off on my own, but I hope you guys don't get blasted or something.
Blasted. There's like 5 of us.
Like,
If anyone's
even
gonna
if he's
blasted,
not
it's
bad,
Garovin.
You still stole his storm bauble, so
Look, I didn't steal it.
What would you like to call that then if it's not
Borrowing it.
stealing?
I'll tell you whenever he talks to me about it if he knows that I stole him.
it's just on loan, I just owe you one now.
Okay.
Alternative borrowing.
I'll turn. I mean, I guess it's important to note for those that are not aware, in Goblin society, they don't really have much of a mental continuity for property. Property is not really much of a thing. They have like burrows that they rest in. They have gear that they share and oftentimes will fight over, but when they're done with it, they just set it back down. So a societally uninformed goblin will just walk into a town where they're accepted and just grab something that is not theirs, use it, and then put it back. Which is oftentimes where people are like, you fucking little thief, you stole that. And he's like, stole what? You took my shovel. I used your shovel. I brought it back though.
Exactly. See? You get me.
So
Except they don't always bring them back.
true. Sometimes they just set them down where they finished.
Look, sometimes they
Sometimes they
explode
die.
into a storm. I
Also
can't
true.
help it.
Yeah. So
Isn't like the shovels back home.
you
You can always return those. These storm baubles, they're so difficult to return once you use them.
also very true. The carriage descends upon the town of Ravengrow with Miss Temerity driving, everybody riding. Is there any conversation on the way back? Bear in mind, it is a 4-seater. There are technically 6 of you and 1 obese chicken. So it's
Rye's
a little
gonna-
tight.
Rye's
like
not even
that
gonna
the
ride
chat
that
is
thing.
all
Rye's
looking
gonna
up
like jog next to it. He would rather
Brahma
run
chicken
back
now,
to
and they're
town.
all like losing their mind.
I'm sitting up front.
Okay, so you're going to sit with Temerity then.
So Oz, what does that pecker of yours do anyway? I figured you just carried it around in case you got hungry.
Why do you think I eat everything?
It
mean,
just
I do eat
kind
a
of
lot,
looks
but-
over Oz a little bit without saying anything.
See the camera pan down to this like very rotund hobgoblin who clearly eats a lot.
Don't act like you can't pack it away.
Are you calling me fat?
I mean, are you calling yourself skinny?
Fair.
No insult. I'm just wondering if it has some sort of use, you know? I've seen all sorts of creatures and pets, and they've all had, you know, strange skills before.
Well, I guess Pecker has a lot of uses, just like you or me.
Well, he's a good alarm clock, that's for sure.
That's definitely one of the things. Sometimes, not so much a benefit when you want to sleep in.
Well, you know, early to rise. Or however it
There
goes.
more to that?
I'm sure there is. But
Just
I don't
early
remember.
to rise.
Early to rise, early to get shit done. You know how it goes.
I got a
I
question
think it's
actually, just
something
like out
like
of character.
early bird gets the worm.
Sure. What's your question?
Oh yes.
Is Pecker a familiar?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
He is a magical being.
He is, in fact.
You
Yeah.
said he was a chicken.
He is a chicken.
Pretty good at sitting in
Can't
that
be
bucket
both.
anyway.
Well, he likes the bucket. You know, it's cozy in there, and when you turn it upside down, it's like a rain catcher. Keeps the rain from getting all over him.
It's like a little house.
Exactly.
Or more like a boat, maybe. Living in
I
a
tried
boat.
using a crate once, but then I kept getting these like wooden slivers stuck in me. It was real painful. Also,
Yes,
buckets
I
come in
wouldn't know
super
anything
handy.
about getting slivers stuck in me.
Well, look, you told me to take that thing out of your eye. Can't keep
Yes,
blaming me for it forever.
Not to leave a piece in there.
Well,
to
I
take
told
it
you I
out.
ain't an expert. Why don't you talk to the doctor about it?
Yes, this place just seems to be teeming with doctors. I think Torvin's the best steady hand around here.
Seen Temerity heal some people too.
I've patched her up more than I've seen her patch anyone up.
Well, I'm not much for patching up anything.
Oh, I did.
I have made a lot of holes in things with acid, though.
I can imagine. So he's like, okay, it's random. I did want to.
It's like a whole acid thing. I haven't really shown it on the stream because no one's really made Oz feel angry.
Yeah, I think you used it one time, and I don't think I even was maybe around for that.
No, I
Oz
don't think you
just-
were around.
Oz just
when he
drops
did it.
acid and gets freaked out and punches through walls.
Yep. I did want to go ahead and take a moment to thank you for the straps that you made for me. I didn't have a chance to properly thank you for that back then. In the house, I was I was a little irritated.
Well, you're very welcome. I almost snipped those right off your face.
Well, I feel better now that
Kinda
I've got
being
some
mean.
rest.
I can understand that. I get grumpy sometimes. Well, I get over it pretty quickly with a little bit of food.
Hmm.
The two of you
Yes,
have noticed while you're having this conversation that Rye is like, he's listening in like not so much like a fly on the wall. Literally, he's almost enjoying this. But you have noticed that Tripp, on the other hand, is just pretty much eyes straight forward, staring into nothingness.
You're all right there, Mr. Tripp.
He doesn't respond immediately. He like looks up and kind of looks back.
I think it's all right to not be all right. I know a lot of people just say they're all right when they're not all right.
Well, I don't know if
You
any
just-
of us are all right overall, but I meant at this very moment, seems a little distant.
Wouldn't you be? You just found out you've been wrongly accused and now you're dead?
I mean, I'm sure, but we are about to go somewhere where we're going to need him to be as alert as possible. And he needs to respond, and I'll snap my fingers in front of his face a few times.
Well, don't be rude.
It's okay.
Trying to
Thinking
make
of-
sure he's not catatonic.
Thinking about it, I kind of wish that I was one of the 5.
Why would you
Or
ever wish
someone.
that?
I mean, they already ruled out that I was a coward, a nobody.
Well, now you're one of the 6. And you're a hero. Well, maybe. I think that's
And
a
to-
goal, right?
I haven't done anything other than occupy someone that wishes to be rid of me. And all
Well-
of you who wish to be rid of. Maybe if I actually was a prisoner there, then it would have given more reason to be away with me now.
Well, believe me, if you were a prisoner and I felt you couldn't be trusted, I would have already had a haunt siphon halfway up your arse by now.
Go on.
Did you say that outside?
Yeah. I'm running next to the
Like,
car.
eh?
Listen, I'm running next to the car this whole time, listening to all this go down.
Go
and just
on.
chuckling to himself. I'm just, and then you say that, and it's like, go on.
There's like a small like half-cocked smirk, but even then it's still not enough to really kind of break his focus, just kind of facing down at the floor.
It was more of a joke than a threat.
Yeah,
Like that was. It's like trying to lighten the mood. I got some rest. I got some breakfast. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling a little better. It's not great, but
Dude, you are like the most bipolar character.
Oh, yeah.
Like one day you're just like yelling at us all, being a jerk, and then the next it's like,
got some
"Oh,
shit
let's
off
all be
my
friends.
chest."
Thanks-
We are
thanks for
sleep
all the help."
deprived, okay?
Yeah, it's
Until
true.
the other night. All right.
It's very true.
I had a good talk with Tripp during my watch. All right, and I'm trying to ride
good.
that into the next day.
Yeah. He had breakfast, strong, healthy bowel movement. He's good to go.
We're literally about to watch each other's backs to the death. You keep making threats you're gonna run off. So I'm trying to cozy up to everybody so I can get as much help as possible in this dungeon we're about to go waltz into. I'm on my best behavior.
Eli got strats.
If this were a reality
there
show, he'd be
soon.
so for it. He would be one of the last standing. I have no joke. No fallacy in mind there. So
It's like the Boston Rob of our,
Yeah.
our group.
kind of, yeah.
But yeah, Tripp will
a good
Okay.
reference.
Tripp will break his focus back to looking at Eli. You don't need to worry. When we get there, I'll do my part.
You just stick close to me, all right? I'll keep you safe.
The camera pulls with that hangs there for a second. The camera pulls back and seems to rotate outside of the carriage, and it pulls up just in like a third-person angle, looking downward at Temerity and Torvin. Temerity driving the carriage and her horses pulling it along. Is there any conversation there, or is it just a tenseness?
I'm just giving her a slight elbow and just like, would you listen to this lot?
Trying not to.
How is Temerity feeling? I'm curious. With that sort of response, it just makes me wonder how she's feeling right now. Sleepy? Yeah.
She's like driving, like, imagine, I guess me, like real me, like no coffee or tea or any caffeine, just like this is not a morning person.
Sure.
It's
Coffee's definitely a thing in Pathfinder. It's a very popular drink. It's a little expensive, bear in mind, but if that's something that was like a luxury item for you and you felt like Temerity would very much have that, then by all means, like, brew it up and say that you have it. It's like it's your limelight, your story. So by all means, if that's something you feel like she'd have, do it.
Fancy.
I would say she wouldn't do it till they got to where they're going, right? Like
Okay.
that's
So then she's very slow to respond or just not one for much conversation in the mornings. I get that. I'm the same way. So that hangs for a while. You can hear the conversation in the rear side of the cab, and you inevitably base way into town. You've made it back into Ravengrow. Everything seems situation normal. You pass by the perimeter where you saw Zokars, and some people are standing outside just kind of looking at what went down. Remember, not everybody in town went to the town hall. So it's a rumor mill. They're talking like, oh, what happened? Oh, what happened here? They look back and they see the carriage and they see you. And then they look back to the fire, or at least what was remaining of the building. You see that the sheriff has moved up and he's kind of like dispersing people like, go on, go about your ways. But you pass by inevitably before you bring your horses to the tree. The carriage comes to a stop. You are just outside the Lorimore residence. Does everybody climb out immediately? Is there anything that you'd like to do or say further, or do you immediately break ways?
I grab
Oz
some
is
breakfast.
waiting for people to move out of the way.
I gotta check
The
on
way Temerity
Kenra.
was steering, I'd jump off right away.
Okay, so we've got Eli going to Kendra. We have Rye getting peaches.
Yeah, man.
We know that the others are just sort of gathering their things.
Oz is gonna follow after towards Kendra when he can.
Okay.
He's just kind of, I think he's like stuck between Eli and Tripp.
We're taking the cart back, right? Just to be sure.
I mean, it would be rather difficult to do so unless you wish to push it. It's on the other side of town.
I mean, like what? I mean, like they're like as we're getting out of the cart, it's not leaving, right?
No.
This is
She's
okay.
it will stay here. It's kind of in the way, but you don't really
then.
see Ravengrow getting too much tourist action at the moment or much thoroughfare.
Okay, then Tripp will probably sit in the carriage for now.
Okay. Torvin, what about you and Temerity?
I'm largely just getting myself organized, I guess. Get off, dust myself down. I dare say I'm going to be keeping my eye on Rye until he's ready to move on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing a few peaches. You know, just a
Sure.
armful. You know, just walking around, seeing if anybody wants some. He's just kind of munching.
And Temerity, what
While
is?
he's waiting for everybody to kind of, you know.
Do you wait and enjoy the peaches here? Do you find your way in to speak with Kendra, or do you just kind of stay with the horses for the moment and make sure that they're fine?
I would stay with the horses. I would just kind of mull around,
Sure.
working on the day.
And waking up even. I get that. Okay, sounds
Is
good.
Temerity seeming standoffish? I know she's tired, but
No, I would say
Okay.
like it's that fine line of someone who's just like groggy and not like
Look, she didn't get enough sleep because someone was doing something under the covers.
I'm curious, Rye, give me a sense motive. This is an opportune moment to insert some realism into this.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
yes.
oh no, where's my
Oh yeah, I gotta
sneaky
log into
laptop
Roll20. I
patch?
totally forgot. Yeah, it's like, oh no, a roll. Oh god, what have I done? I'm almost in. 1 second.
Sure.
All right.
Let's see what my man gets here. A sense motive.
I'm very good at.
I
playing
think she's
D&D.
upset because nothing was done under the covers. Oh.
Rye's a gentleman when he needs to be. All right, sense motive. Nice.
That's not bad, actually. Rye, you
Dang.
socially are not inept, right? But your keen ability at reading the intentions or the motives of an individual are oftentimes bereft. But this time you feel like you've got a good read. She does just appear to be very tired, but there's something that almost kind of like in the back of your mind, like, did I do something wrong? Right? Like, it was just, no, she's just tired. No, she's just tired. It's fine. It's fine. Just plays there for a moment in your mind before you really realize what's occurred. Okay. So then Eli and Oz, the two of you wish to go into the Lorimer residence. You want to see Kendra.
I got to check on her because I healed her a bunch and had her set up before we went camping.
Sounds good.
Wait, was I just
Does
supposed
it?
to like
You
just
tell me.
do it with Temerity in front of everyone at the camp? All this judgment at Rye, but like what?
You do you,
I'm
boo.
not casting
You
any
guys would
judgment.
have called him an animal. All right.
I mean, we're all friends, you know. It's no big deal.
Torvin was still watching. Okay.
I could care less about the inner sexual love lives of my party.
Yeah,
I just
but like,
wanted to sleep.
yeah, but exactly. That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't be able to. All right.
Just
All right,
Eli on the
yeah,
other side of the
but
fire.
I-
Get a
I
room.
wasn't watching.
I'm just saying,
I was
if Rye's
on
going to
watch.
town, you know, like he's kind of a bigger dude. You know, it's not going to be a quiet endeavor, probably right next to the campfire. All right. He was going to raise Viseriana a second time that night
wow.
if you're not careful.
Wow.
All right. I'm just saying.
Ryan is soft moans. He's like,
Look, no one said anything.
You guys were like, oh, Temerity didn't get some last night. That's why she's so upset and stuff. I'm just
I
replying
didn't
to
say
that.
it. Chat
comment.
said it.
Yeah, Chat's
Chat,
on one.
Shut up. Chat, shut up.
Chat doesn't know what really happened under covers.
It's true.
Yeah, man.
It's true. Chill out, Chat, guys. Sorry. So,
Yeah, chat.
the two of you, do you step up together, or is this a situation where we see Eli just like taking charge, and then similar situation where Oz just sort of like quickly waddling up?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we see. The, scene we've seen many a times.
Yeah, I'm very early bird, obviously. I'm a morning person. That's what it is. So
Yeah,
I'm up and at 'em. Let's go, Kendra.
you got
Where
it.
you at?
Do you just enter the residence? Do you knock? I'm not sure of how your character has familiarity here, so tell me.
Pretty sure some shit's gone down, so I'm just treating that like that's basically my apartment while I'm there. So I would just go in
Okay.
before knocking for sure. Especially since I was taking care of her.
Yeah, okay, sure. That sounds fine. When you make it inside, the situation appears to be as normal as can be, right? Your sit rep is this. It's warm. There aren't really many lights that seem to be lit. Candles in places where light is necessary. But she seems to be cleaning very, very carefully. It looks as if she's got what looks to be like a makeshift dustpan and like a horsehair brush, and she's sort of like wiping away some dust on things and mostly maintaining her own. When the door opens, though, she sort of like flinches back and recoils to the wall before she realizes that it's you, and then sees Oz. You hear an almost exhausted, an exasperated sigh, even, before returning back to brushing up some loose debris, some glass here and there, wiping away some dust and things.
You need help with that?
Oz will kind of walk over and try to assist.
No, it's fine. Forgive me,
Well-
I'm a little rattled. I wasn't anticipating, though I should have. Are you hungry? Is there something I can get for you?
I'm always hungry, but that I don't think that's why we're here. And Oz will look to you, Eli.
No, ma'am. Just came to check on you, make sure you're feeling all right before we head off. We're about to go and try to well, I guess fix the problems with the town, and the only way we can think of. So I just wanted to check in with you before we were on our way.
She pulls over a very small bin and dumps out the dustpan before standing up and kind of brushing the hair out of her face, sweat over her brow.
Nice to see you moving around.
Thank you. I'm taking it easy today. I can't
That
recall.
doesn't look like you're taking it easy. Cleaning ain't no easy job.
It's busy work. I would rather be moving than sitting still. Idle hands make for the devil's work, right? I'm sure you've heard. You might understand. It takes my mind off of things. I don't really remember much of last night, and I woke up in coughing fits.
You should try knitting. That's what I do.
Knitting?
Yeah.
That was never my strong suit. I've read every book here, so that's much more what I'd rather be doing is finding a fresh, new literary work. But it is what it is. You see now that I'm fine. She waits.
Insight check. As wants to know if she actually seems like she's actually fine.
Whatever helps your
Or sense
anxiety.
motive, sorry. 20.
Sure, yeah, no, you can tell she is not all right. She is doing what anybody would do, right? They find something to occupy their mind, or their body in this case, and some people are that way, right? They immediately dive into cleaning, or they find themselves in a book, or cooking, or even just making a mess in general. She is not mentally well, rather addled, shaken, but this is all that she has to keep herself somewhat sane. I mean, just think about it. Like, literally, last night, she was attacked by her dead father.
Cobalt, you were in the middle of saying something. Go ahead.
Oh, and I was gonna say next to her, anything that helps with her anxiety, definitely focus on that. We're gonna try to relieve some of that stress by going and dealing with the situation.
Then, good luck to you. I do not envy your situation. I believe that I have made up my mind, though. I do believe that I will be selling the Lorimore residence and most of my father's estate. I do not think that I'm meant for Ravengrow any longer. There are too many bad memories.
Oz will kind of put his hand on hers if she allows.
Sure.
Kind of just hold it a little, and she's then lightly squeeze it and say,
I think you gotta do what's best for you.
Yeah, yes, I
that's
suppose
what
so.
Pa would want.
I don't know what my father would actually want. And she kind of starts breaking down. She pauses with her mouth kind of half cocked open, and you see the water start to well up in her eyes. I don't know my father. I didn't know him very well. Once I was off to school.
Oz will squeeze her hand a little tighter.
People change. And I don't know. I don't know.
It's all right.
It's okay. And Pecker will just see these long legs come out of this bucket, and he just kind of leans up against her leg.
Bye. And she kind of wipes her face. Forgive me. I've just
Oh, nothing to be sorry about.
I suppose I've been through a lot these last few days, and each of you have as well. I wish I had the emotional fortitude.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have any emotional fortitude. Some people might. He looks at Eli and looks back. But it's all right to not be okay sometimes. And, you know, we don't always know everybody that's supposed to be close to us.
I was attacked by my father last night.
I understand.
That wasn't your father. That was an apparition of some sort of dark magic that brought him back. You can't. That wasn't your father. It was against his will.
There's been a lot of people coming back from the dead doing things that are unlike them. But that's not because they want to do that. You know that, right? He wouldn't want to do that to you. He sent you to school to get good learning.
He sent me away.
I wish my parents did that.
He sent me away.
You said it yourself here. This ain't a place for anybody. You don't even want to be here anymore.
He was playing a dangerous game, trying to balance too many things.
Each of you knew my father in ways that I did not know my own father. And I'm not looking for sympathies, but I heard so many things about him. He retired from the college that he sent me to so that he didn't have to see me any further.
I don't think that's true.
Look, I can sit here and try to comfort you and tell you that your father this, your father that, but the truth is I never had a father of my own to even base that off of. All I know is that strength comes from inside, and sometimes that's what you have to lean on to get through it. But if you ever make your way to Caliphus, be happy to show you around, find you a spot to get set up. It's much less draining than this place.
I guess I never really understood why people care so much about their parents sticking around. But, I mean, for me, my parents let me go when I was 3 weeks old. I think I was sent into the military.
Messed up, Oz.
I don't
That's
proclaim
just how it is.
to know what the life is like of a hobgoblin, you said, right?
Right.
Or
Correct, ma'am.
of any of the goblinoid races. I don't know. But I suppose in many ways I didn't know my father as well as I had liked. He has these stories and these accolades and marks that everyone else knows, and I was just told. It was parroted to me, and I didn't know him as that. He was cold to me as a child, and I don't know, maybe it was my mother's death, but I know that I don't want to be here any further. I will be packing what is important and remains to me, and I will be moving back to Lepidstadt University, and I will be hunting for my tenure as I return as a teacher.
Well, that's mighty nice.
Well, if we make it out of that place, then maybe we can give you a ride or an escort there. We were headed that way anyway, as per the will.
Good. Well, I wish there was more that I could offer you, either of you, or even them, but
You've done enough. You've done plenty. You provided us with a place to stay when there are very few in the town. And I can't tell you how many times those ribbons saved us. Well, actually 3. So... Good.
Oh, that That I can do. And she walks back into the kitchen, hurriedly so, and comes back out with one more. I found.
Fuck you, chat.
I found one more. I thought in a fit that I'd lost one, and I searched everywhere until all of this, and I uncovered it. So it's yours. Do with it what you will.
You want to grab that, Oz? I have a
Oz
bad habit
will-
at handling things too roughly.
Oz takes it, but is a little reluctant in taking it.
It's not going to bite.
I understand. I just don't think it'll actually help me.
Why? It's magic. It's its entire purpose.
He like holds it and looks at it.
You may not believe in the gods from what I recall you saying, but you cannot deny the power of magic.
It
Well,
doesn't matter if you believe in them, they believe in you.
I don't believe in the gods, but I understand the magic. I just don't think it will help me. Probably Temerity though.
Well, we can hand it to her when we get back outside.
It's yours. And for you to decide. It's of no use to me. Where I'm going, magic is not so wild. It is a bit more controlled. We have things in place to protect this. There are similar ley lines that run beneath Lepidstadt, but there are actually elements in place to prevent this from happening.
Do you think there could be ley lines in someone's bloodline?
I believe so. It's been proven under arcane academic studies. This is how we have those that should not natively have magic being born of it. Sometimes it is bound by blood. Others, like my father, will spend their entire life studying it. Or like Mr. Gorovin, he's quite a talented wizard. You should see to him. He might be able to help.
Oh,
We've
he's
been
on our
trying to find
list.
it, but we couldn't.
Did you not go to the school then?
Well, we did a while ago, but after the fire, we haven't
No,
seen
we
him
went
since.
we went to his home, Oz. Is that the same as the school?
Now that you say
I
that,
thought so.
I don't know that I've ever known him to have a place outside of the school. He must rest there.
Oz nods.
Then he must stay there.
Well, all right, then you've been more than helpful. If there's anything else we can do, if we make it back out, I'm happy to help you pack and get things moving.
Well, I asked the sheriff to put in a requisition for a carriage for movement and for as many chests as possible, because some of the texts here are quite valuable. Quite valuable, even if it is so tightly tethered to my father, and I did not quite know or come to know the man that I wish I had. There is much value in these, and it can be beneficial to Lepidstadt. And to me further. Just because I've read them doesn't mean that I haven't forgotten all the details. Some of them hold many rituals and incantations that would be difficult for, well, most to memorize.
Well, at least there's that. At least he left you with some sort of security.
Thank you.
All
And
right, well, we've got a lot of things we need to do to prepare for this today. We'll be in town for a little bit longer. If you need to find us for anything before we head out.
she sighs again, but this time she like blows the air up over her face to kind of like push the hair off of her forehead. Some of it sticks from sweat, but then she's like, "Fine, go on, go. I have more cleaning and things to separate for donation and for packing."
Oz turns away, and under his breath, he's like,
Well, if we survive.
And waddles behind, following Eli.
Okay.
Don't work too hard. You got some cracks in your ribs. Wouldn't want to make those any worse.
As you turn, you notice her hand kind of come to her chest, and like she feels where her ribs would be, and she gets a nod, like she delivers the nod to you, and she steps on, continuing her work. You can hear some things moving, her footfall again in the room before you exit. I'll be right back. You can deliver that back to the players, though. Give me just a second.
Waddle
All right,
back
Oz,
outside.
let's
Oz
go give this
Follow you.
ribbon to Temerity.
Oz follows.
While that's all going down, I'm gonna ask Temerity if she's doing all right. I'm gonna offer her a peach.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm at the peach tree, so I'm.
Oh, so you're already there. I
Yeah, but
offer
that's
you
okay.
a
You
peach.
can. Yeah.
He comes
Yeah,
up
yeah, I
and
offer
has
you a
one
peach.
in his mouth and he offers it.
I'm like halfway into one. It's like hanging out my mouth. I like offer you one.
I'll take it.
Oh, awesome. I toss it to you.
Take a bite.
I ask kind of like through my bite. You're.
I mean, we really need to get to Harrowstone, but we don't need to get there that fast. You can chew.
I take a bite, chew, and I swallow real quick. Are you all right?
Oh yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
Are you all right?
I mean, for a man who's looking death in the face.
I mean,
I shrug. Right, kind of shrugs. Like, yeah, you know.
fair enough. We're all kind of looking death in the face right now. I mean,
Aye, so that'd be a Wednesday then.
I'll
Rye
gesture
actually
over to-
giggles at that. Rye actually does a little giggle. I was gonna go check in on Groven. I haven't seen him since everything that took place last night. What are you guys planning on doing?
I'm ready to go. But you raise a fine point. We should go. I'm concerned that we never saw him. And we had ghoulies coming after Minnie, and he had a homegrown ghoulie in his basement.
That he did.
fine point. Let's
I'm
go.
like looking around for Hap. My eyes are kind of going around and stuff, but you know, it's just because I thought of him in that moment.
Would it be obvious that you were looking for Hap?
No, probably just. I mean, you'll probably see my eyes kind of look over if the gazebo or in the way of the gazebo or you know whatever.
All right.
Just when you're talking about you know, oh, he's got a ghoulie in his you know basement, and Rye said he's like he's got a ghoulie out in the streets, just walking around.
Ghoulie in the streets, dog in the sheets. Like, where are we going with that?
Wherever you want to take it.
Hey-o. Shoot, where is? Oh, Bub's back. I'm gonna roll perception anyway to see if I notice. I think I notice.
You know, I think you did too. You noticed that he was glancing around.
I noticed absolutely everything about him in that moment.
Yeah.
Jesus. What? I'll look over towards the gazebo too. What are we looking at?
I don't know if you'd believe me if I told you.
I mean, I feel like the last couple of days have put that to the test. So, you know, try, give it a try.
Aye, go on, push it.
Push it real good. Come on, let's go. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I want to hear the thing I won't understand, or you know, I won't think as real. Right now, please.
Bub, do I see Hap anywhere? Do
No,
I see
you don't.
Am I right? No.
You don't.
I just look at both of them and I just say, like, sort of just like, whatever, you know. The dog, he was talking to me, actually.
Like, and I'll literally like put my tail up and like woof woof or like, hey, how you doing?
He, as far as I know, didn't speak to me directly, but I could hear him in my head.
I mean, not the weirdest thing we've seen this week.
Oh,
Was
trust
this
me,
before or after you spoke to the wee person?
It's a good point. It was after, though it
Um,
seemed fairly real.
I'm gonna whistle,
Okay.
like for the dog.
Does that handle animal or what
No, it would just be like declarative, like I whistle.
I roll whistle.
Perform actually.
Oh shit! I should have just gone with what you said.
I just while you whistle, I just kind of say, kind of under my
Animal
breath, loud
handle.
enough, loud enough for you to hear. Like, there's something about that dog's not right.
I'm really good at handle animal.
Unfortunately, you
Me
don't.
too.
We have no luck rolls tonight. This is no hero card, no luck rolls, nothing like that. So, what does this?
Make it so
We're
we
raw
have
dog in
some
D&D.
What does this sound like when
Every
it
10 subs.
when it comes from Temerity's mouth here and you're whistling? It's not
Oh, come on,
it's not your best, right? Not your best.
They're broken. I'm gonna look
Rye's
over
just
at
like-
Torvin, be like, can you?
Are you having a stroke?
Okay, maybe. Can whistle? I'm trying. I don't know. They're broken. Maybe I just can't whistle. It's not a tiefling like
maybe better.
strong point, but whatever.
It's maybe better you can't. I don't trust that dog. I don't even think. And I shake my head because, I know how crazy I sound in the moment. I don't think he's a real dog.
Don't worry, everyone. Kendra is safe.
I look up and look over my shoulder, and I see Eli there. I offer him a peach.
Oh, thank you. Take the peach. Oh, show them what she gave us.
Oz will hand the ribbon to Temerity very gently.
I offer a peach to Oz.
Oz gives you a look and then takes the peach and eats it.
I wink
Torvin-
at Oz, and I
Torvin
give him a
looks at
smile.
Oz
the
looks
old
down
thing,
when you wink at him.
Can I see if I can roll to sense motive on that? If I notice
Go for
that.
What is
Sure.
what is Oz's response to the wink? Is it something that's visible or?
It's different for sure. And he looks down, but it's more, I guess, more of if Brian notices.
Right. You notice that Oz
He's not trying to hide him.
is it something that you would say like we would say it's positive?
No, it's negative.
It's negative. Okay, it's a negative response. All right.
You
So
lost it. Temerity.
so you collect the peach. Oz collects the peach from Rye, and there's that there's something off. You can't quite place it, but you know that there's it's definitely not it's off off kilter, right? It's not the normal response.
Yeah.
I kind of, I take a little notice to it, and I just say, we should probably have Oz look at the dog. If anyone would notice he's off, it would be him.
What's wrong with the dog? You mean Hap?
I sigh.
Hey.
I'm gonna sound crazy, but I think the dog has been here a long time. And I'm like still kind of confused as I'm saying it. Something's just not right about the dog. And I'm still like looking in the direction of the gazebo.
Oz will
It
look
probably
over there.
isn't anything. Maybe I'm going crazy. I just bite into another peach.
peach juice just kind of like explodes on Rise. It's probably not nothing, like just all over the face. It's just running down.
I'm very Lord of the Rings, like king with the tomato.
Yeah.
If I go check the dog, will it make you feel better, Ryan?
Nah, fuck that dog. I almost killed him coming in. We need to go to Groven.
Make a fine meal if you're hungry enough.
He would. I was thinking jerky. Now I'm not so sure. I would have liked the taste.
Never tried that.
Y'all always trying to eat all the animals around.
I give like Oz a look.
Yeah.
Oz will peck her a little, and then
The irony.
look.
Yeah, I know. I really looked like I'm like.
Look towards the gazebo and be like,
Well, I guess if we see him along the way, then.
You know, you're gonna kill something, you might as well not waste it. Give it the proper respect it deserves, and make a decent meal out of it. It's a good way to show respect.
I'm not saying we should murder the town dog necessarily. I didn't.
Oh, but
know
if you
it
get
was the
hungry
town.
enough, right?
I mean, I feel like you literally just said murder the town dog.
Well,
I don't think I want to eat that thing if Fry's got a bad feeling about it. I think he'd know about those kind of things.
It's fair.
when
These are
I
the
walked
wolf
up,
balls you're looking for.
Well, a
when
dog is not quite a wolf. But I don't think that's what wolf balls are made out of.
Rye is like trying to interject
He's
that
like,
like
just
that
doing
like
that
when he
now.
walked up he didn't know it was like the town dog and like explain himself, but every time you do try, everybody's kind of doing their own talking, so he just kind of like eats his peach. He's like, well, we better get going.
instead of eating your piece, you eat your peach.
There you go.
Okay.
Do you guys want me to come with you to Gorovan, or did you want to throw me some coin and see if I can go work a deal out for some items before we head off? I don't know if we'll have time for both. Eli just dips after you give him your gold. See ya.
Oz,
All right, see you at Harrowstone. See you
Oz
there.
will,
Meet you there in 5.
give you a little sack of gold. It's actually pretty heavy.
It's a nice sack. I'm impressed, Oz.
Well, gotta keep Pecker fed.
Yeah. Well fed.
How many coin would you like there, son? He says, trying to distract away from the previous discussion.
But you don't like talking about
Torvin,
my
I have
sack
to
and
be
my
able-
pecker?
Have to be able to carry it, Torvin. I'm strong, but I've seen your coffers.
Hey, no, we
Or what
don't
you
talk
s-
about that. That's fine. Look, I've got a little bit of gold. Wait.
This is the best and worst timeline. Okay. So, to Gorovan's. Eli, you're breaking away. Or are you going with? You've got the money.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're gonna get murdered. So yeah, I think just to save time.
Okay.
And because Torvin can't come, most importantly.
Yep.
And that just adds a whole nother level of complication. So I'm just gonna go knock it out and let them Scooby-Doo Gorovan.
Sure. All right. Sure. This is fine. Sounds good. I'm here for it.
Hope that's not a bad decision.
Nothing.
He's like, I'm only gonna kill one of them. Don't
I mean,
worry.
I'm not gonna try. I'm just gonna succeed. That's all that really matters. So, we're gonna move the situation, the scenario. We're moving it over to the school of which you've been to multiple times. Well, technically, you've been around it multiple times. You've been inside once.
The unfurling scroll.
Have we seen Hap on the way? We're looking for Hap too, kind of on the way. Just keeping an eye out for him. Not like looking, but you know, if he's on the way and we happen to see him.
Sure.
Our peepers open.
You will see Hap. Actually, you're going to see Hap exterior to the unfurling scroll. He's just outside. He's sitting outside the door, just laying down, casual, like every day. Rest. It's, there's
Shed gone now.
not a lot of sun that seems to be out and about, so he's just sort of relaxing. The paws are crossed over the top and his head's down over the top of them. When he sees the lot of you arriving, you kind of see like the tails start whipping in the dirt, that smacking noise. And the lips kind of come up there's like it's like a puppy smile, right? He seems very excited to see you guys, or at least to see your arrival here. Is there anything that you wanted to say or do?
Oz is going to go up to the dog.
Yeah, I was going to look over to Oz and be like, you just give him a look over. Maybe you'll see something I don't.
I'd be happy to. Come here, buddy. Come on.
Sure.
And Oz is going to make his way and
It takes
whistle towards him.
Takes him a minute to kind of come to. There's a pop in his shoulder when he stands, and he kind of like limps for a second, but then he kind of shakes it off and moves over to you. And he kind of throws his body into, and he accepts it, like that the pets and everything. He's very, very accommodating to the fact that it feels
Oz gives
great.
him some good scratches.
Yeah.
Right in the little chest area where his little leg starts going.
Yeah. And he does. It's almost like clockwork, right? That the leg kind of comes up a little slow at first, and then it just starts really kicking.
And yeah, I guess Oz will kind of look him over. Does anything look odd about him?
Sure, give me perception.
16. Not my highest.
It's not bad, actually. Stone Polar Bear just came in with 10 gift subs, so that is a luck
Stone
reroll.
Polar Bear.
Appreciate you, buddy.
The token bear.
That's right. My man's coming through. Appreciate it. Perception 16. At first glance, like Hap is a long-haired dog. The hair almost seems kind of marbled on his body. Now remember, like Hap is not very clean. He's very much an outside dog. On top of the fact that his hair is sort of smoke matted. Some of it is damp in spots. But
Same.
his hair is marbled through the body. It's not just like all one color. It starts like light at the face and shoulders, and as it seems to go further back, it seems to go into other colors. I would definitely say it's not like a dog that you are very familiar with. You can't really place the breed. Sort of looks like a mutt, if you will. Did you want to do anything different?
I think Oz just kind of looks at Rye oddly and says,
Well, he's a bit dirty, but other than that, he seems pretty happy. I'm not really sure what kind of breed he is. Some kind of mutt.
Right, did you want to do anything?
I just look at the dog like suspiciously. Like that Fry gif where his eyes just,
Sure. I mean, does anybody here have like access to knowledge nature that you'd like to try?
Let me, it's been a bit since I like looked at it.
I have like
I was kind of
animal
just
handling.
rolling with it before.
And I have that.
I could do nature, but I mean, I can roll it.
Sure. I mean, it can't
How
hurt.
it'll go.
I forgot what trees look like.
Looks at a bush. Look at this big ass tree.
Cares about
you
dog.
You can't just do knowledge nature, right? Like you have to have like
No,
some
I mean
sort of
that's the thing about it.
Anybody
There's a lot of like
can-
common misconceptions about it. Anybody can roll the knowledge, but those who obviously have more
I'm just not
points
proficient.
have a significantly higher chance of defining that information. Anybody can make a roll.
Oh, they just keep going up. 4, 8, 12, 14.
Sure.
Who's gonna roll next?
Sure. Right.
Almost Fibonacci.
Right. Yeah, I know. Right. Almost. Right.
Like Tripp.
You
Tripp's gonna know it. Come on.
You.
You've been around Hap forever. You know it.
I mean, you kind of like right. Like you feel. What is your int mod?
I'm not even there. I'm in the cart. Remember, I'm waiting for all these guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was just rolling just because Aaron hyped me up. It was peer pressure.
Gotcha. Okay.
What is your plus to nature then? You
Like my social status, 0. No, I'm just
Perfect.
kidding. Yeah.
What?
No, it is.
If only. So, Rye, you can't quite place it. He looks like a breed of dog that you're familiar with, but it's not your specialty, right? Like, there's not really a lot of dogs in Nadal. They're just not. I mean, if there are, they're not there for very long. They just become food. So, You can't quite place it. Torvin, even or odd in your favor?
Even.
Tripp's just sitting in the car. He's like, oh man, I remember that thing about dogs right now.
Even it is. Torvin, it doesn't look right. Like, maybe it's not your specialty to, right? Like, to know breeds of dogs, but the build, while it's not raining, while there's not a lot of wind and your focus is elsewhere, it does look a little uncanny. Like, this is very much Uncanny Valley when it comes to creatures, because it's got a very broad upper half, but its rear half looks like it is sort of malnourished. The hair also doesn't really fit. It's got almost like an Irish wolfhound front with like a greyhound back.
I don't wanna put this the wrong way. I don't know much about the doggies, but do those back legs match the front legs?
Right kind of leans in and takes a closer look. He's so hairy, I can barely tell.
It's
But
the
now that
shape.
you mention it,
Does Oz do anything with that knowledge?
I did notice that. It was a little strange to know what kind of creature or what kind of breed it was.
When he points that out, you kind of glance down and you notice there's actually even more than just a color shift. There's a visible texture shift in the hair from the front half to the back half of the dog. It feels like a different kind of dog.
Oh, okay. As well. You see Oz kind of like going down there and touching the dog and looking at it and pulling some hair away and
Sure.
trying to look underneath the fur where the skin is.
Yeah, you do. And
Actually,
there are
now that
scars
I'm-
under the fur. There are scars that go the entire horizontal, like the radial span of the dog's body.
Oz like has that light bulb moment, and then he like looks up, and then his eyes get wide, and then he looks at you two, and then he's like,
Well, if he can smoke people, what if he can stitch them and bring them back together?
are we considering the dog people now?
Well, aren't we all just animals anyway?
I look up in the sky and I just kind of like, Rydas like looks up. He's just kind of like, and he says out loud, even the goddamn dogs aren't what they seem here.
So I'm gonna look at the dog and say, well, are you people?
When you say that, he kind of looks over to you and like the tongue comes out and he starts like licking his lips. The lips kind of like furl up again and he sees the eyes close like real tightly so, and his leg sort of kicks the ground and he rolls to the side and he's just waiting for anyone to kind of like pet his belly.
"Oh, Oz touches that belly."
He starts kicking out almost excitedly so.
I don't know. He seems like people to me.
Now, not too many people are stitched together.
Well, you were right. Something is a little off about him. But he seems happy enough just as he is. Stitches and all.
I guess.
Let's get inside.
Yeah.
When you say that, a new voice breaks through your conversation. It's a voice that you've heard before. I've not seen too many people with burns from the top to bottom of their body also alive, but these are weird times. Alindra Gorovin stands in the door of the unfurling scroll. His hands sort of crossed in front of him, like so. But they're just above the navel, and he seems to be waiting. I expected you sooner than before later.
Well, we expected you around too, and we didn't see none of you.
Especially during the fire.
You, expecting my company?
Well, yeah,
Assistance,
everyone in the whole
maybe.
town was gathering into the town hall, except you weren't there.
I was not.
Where were you?
That is correct.
Where were you?
I was
And Oz
here
is gonna be
at the unfurling scroll.
17. Was he there? Was he at the furling scroll?
He definitely was, right? Like you have no immediate reason to disbelieve him, and there are no tells, right? Like as far as you can tell, he has nothing visible that would kind of give him
Oz
away.
looks at him like he's super sus, and then he's like,
All right then.
All right.
I'm glad you will.
I believe you immediately with no further.
As soon as he believes, he believes.
Would you care to come inside? I believe that you have things that you'd like to discuss. At least, very much Hap and his happenstance.
Please
Ryan
tell me
nods
you
and
named him
steps
that
up.
on purpose.
No,
Oh, man.
he told me his name was Hap.
He told you.
Well, I mean, it tracks to what. All right.
I guess I'm not crazy.
I mean,
What do you
not,
mean you're not
about the
crazy?
dog. I'll give him a wink and go in the
Right,
house.
just gives a look.
Oz is a little confused. And
He turns to the
Walks
side
in.
in the door and extends the arm out.
Oz will tip his wizard hat and waddle in.
Torvin walks in, but tries to keep distance between him.
Sure,
A foot in the door.
sure, I gotcha. When you step inside, you are met by some kids that seem to be just waking up. There seems to be some pallets that are thrown down on the ground, and there's about 12 of them, and they are they're wearing nightgown sort of things. It's very early. You have to bear in mind, you guys came into town early. As Eli said, early to bed, early to rise, and this is where you are. You're standing inside of the unfurling scroll. So these kids are kind of just getting up. They still have sleep in their eyes. A few of them are sort of
Torvin,
rolling up their pads.
Torvin very much goes into grandfather mode immediately. Starts making sure they're okay, tucking them in, getting them up, whatever they need.
Sure. And they they're like, they're kind of giving you the eyes looking around who the fuck is this old guy? What is even happening, right? And Linder
Wait,
says,
Torvin, you're helping them? Torvin's helping them?
yes, that's what he said.
The kids.
Wow. As Rye is watching Torvin go over and help the kid. He's he looks at Temerity and Oz and then back over to Torvin.
Oz will follow and help.
Sure. You get the sense, right? There are some plates nearest their beds, what looks like small saucers, right? Small wooden saucers. And they're what looks to be a cake or a cornbread, that the little bits of breadcrumb all over it. That appears that they were having a late night snack. It's around all of their beds. And Linder, he clapped, come now, come, please pick up your things. Hurry, we have guests. And they with the quickness, rolling their shit up real fast, right? And
Oz will help, and he eats some of the cornbread that's fallen on the floor.
Sure.
And Pecker kind of goes around and picks them up too.
Perfect. So when you kind of help, a few of the kids kind of look over. Thank you. A few of them kind of nod. They start talking under their breath, they're covering their mouth, and one of them's pointing at Oz because they've never seen a hobgoblin before. This is new to them. And then another one points at Torvin, and they've never seen a dwarf before. And then they all kind of stop, and they just
Isn't he,
look at Temerity.
Don't you look stony too? Are you your skin's different too? Yeah.
No,
We're
no.
weird looking group for sure.
It's an odd group for sure.
I just thought about how we all look. I
Hey,
guess
look at-
the most normal people here are probably Ryan and Eli.
And Eli's not
The
even here.
Suicide Squad. One of us looks like a shark.
Yeah, no, I'm
Someone
just
else has
saying
polka dots all over.
all of
Yeah.
us look so weird.
Temerity
Yeah.
is very it's an odd moment because Temerity has horns and a tail and a skin color that they're not used to seeing, so they're just kind of confused. It's like demonic creatures almost, right? And they're just kind of watching, and then the real horror steps forward. Rye, whose face is badly burned. He's missing hair. He actually sort of looks like a homicidal maniac. And these kids actually sort of cower away from him.
I at them I'm gonna roll intimidate.
One of them, one of the smaller ones,
my
immediately
gosh.
throws their arms up, right? They immediately
not
throw
that
their arms up.
scary.
up.
You're
They
They
being
all
gentle.
shit themselves.
Can I?
It's like a friendly but kind of a silly
Oh my God.
Still, they're probably scared.
Right?
Harvey Two-Face
yeah,
just showed
'cause they're
up.
little-
I just
they're
wish
little
he rolled
chicken
a
shits,
20.
of course.
Can I get perceptions, please, from everyone that's there?
More souls for Rye.
Wave with my tail. But... Oh, I see all.
Who wants to go on an
I don't know what
adventure?
trees are.
I'm distracted.
See everything.
I want to make
Jesus,
sure everyone
Temerity at
knows that I am
26.
still handsome.
That's
You
what I
can-
mean. Like I can smell colors.
Yeah, you
But
can
I
see
don't know what
Jesus'
trees are.
eyes, apparently. Oh my god. Perfect. Temerity, right? We've got Oz, Temerity, Torvin, Rye. Give me a perception, please.
Oh, sure.
That's right. I get a perception enough for both of us.
I rolled a 1, I think, or something. Or I rolled low.
It's a
Okay.
rye roll.
God damn it, man.
Yeah, there it is. Temerity and Oz, you'll notice, right? Temerity, first and foremost, you're the first person to connect this. Oz, you'll see this as well, but the connection will kind of be lost, at least at first. That they're all wearing bracelets. They're very like tightly wound, almost like hemp cord around their wrist. And there is a single bizarre, almost ruby bead that seems to be met at the inside of their wrists.
How close am I to the closest kid to me?
Within 10 feet.
Am I tail distance?
No, I would say that you could reach 5 feet with the tail, but not quite 10.
Okay.
I mean, if you hopped over or started sidling along, you might be able to.
I would probably do that. I'll sidle along one of the kids. Like, morning.
Sure, you do so. This is a boy. He's still kind of in gown. He's one of the smaller few. He's got what looks to be either cake or just crumbs, like still on his face. And he's kind of like glancing up and around. He's the last to sort of roll his bed up. And he starts licking his face where the crumbs are.
Can I take my tail and like
Just
wipe
swab
off
his face.
Yeah.
Sure. Are you trying to do it like without him seeing?
No. Like I'm trying to like be helpful, like facing him, like, hey, what's up? Like,
You know, when
just
like a
start
mom
hitting him.
cleans the
Sure,
face
sure,
of the
sure.
kid.
exactly. Oh, can
But
I
with her
bring it to
tail.
my lips and wet it and then do it?
Like a
Ew.
Go full
Pensile
on?
mom tail.
I
Yes.
can see the poor child just
Oh,
got.
Oh,
Mom.
sure. Like you
Creepy.
you bring up the tail and you like instinctively just kind of like wet the tail a little bit and it goes out. But he's like at this point he's closing his eyes and he's like so like your tail hits his tongue and he just stops, opens his eyes and he looks out and he sees your tail in front of him and he's like he panics. He doesn't know what it is, right? Like it freaks him out. So he kind of hops back and starts like wiping his face and wiping his tongue. What was that? What was that? And he's looking, and all the others start like panicking, like looking at him too. And it's hard for them to discern what's happening. Do you explain anything to him at all, or are you just
Yeah.
gonna let this sink in?
You had a little something eyes, you know.
The hand instinctively comes up, right? Like it's that native reaction where you kind of feel, and he looks down. Oh. He was almost going to put it to his mouth, but then he like starts lowering the hand. What did I lick?
Don't worry about it. That bracelet. What's that? What's that?
The hand kind of comes up again, and is like his tongue is still like at his lips, sort of, and looking down. This?
Yes.
Another kid like walks up next to him, and he shoves his out immediately. It's nice, isn't it? We all get one. Alendru starts walking in your direction. His arms are sort of crossed. A girl steps up. She's a little bit older, probably 10, 11 years old. She's a bit bigger than them. And she says, it's our communication with the elemental. We had to go through and talk with him and get permission.
Is Rye hearing any of this?
Sure, why not? Maggie's aware of this. Oz knows what this is.
Yeah. That's why I didn't ask anything. I figured.
Sure.
I feel like Rye's just watching this all unfold.
He said he was gonna let us talk to the elemental.
At least the casters.
Where's ours?
Right, do we get a bracelet?
I want a bracelet. I want to be part of the cool kids.
It's one of those
Well-
slap-on ones.
Oh, like a
Yeah.
slap bracelet.
These are slap bracelets, right next to our pogs. Myself.
I'm
So
gonna break
Xander,
out my
a
yo-yo.
pog
I still own
is a round disc that
There was some betting going on in our childhood, some intense games of pogs and slammers, and
Hell yeah, man.
winner
Stupid
takes all,
stick.
man. Might walk away with your whole pog stack if you
Gone.
The stakes are right.
That's right.
Brutal.
Get someone's golden tri-stack like slammer. Oh, the money.
You could get your face on a pog.
You could, in fact. Yeah.
I had all 50 state pogs, and I
You-
was a pretty
wow.
big deal in my neighborhood.
you
The
were
flex.
a pog champ.
The flex. The pog champ even.
Pog champ. The OG pog champ.
That's right.
Wow,
I had all the
Nice.
Power
That
Rangers
was
as
well
pogs.
done, chat.
that was a slammer.
Good times.
Alindru doesn't say anything. He just sort of waits. Apparently, you guys have all taken a vast interest in the about dozen or so kids that are here.
Once Oz is done helping them clean up, he'll just wait.
Sure. He knows that the kids are they're finding their way. They're each taking turns going to the rear side of the building. There appears to be what looks to be like some sort of like temporary wall that was put up so that the kids can go change. And they do so. They they cycle back in. They're taking turns getting changed. When they finish, they come through and they start arranging some things in this lift up top desk where they're like putting books in certain rows and orders. Some of them are bringing out materials to start reading. Others are just sort of like watching from afar because they still don't really know what to make of you guys. You are all very much adults, markedly in sheer size alone. Some of you just have like some indicators, facial hair, that sort of thing. But you're mostly scary.
Even to Dumbledore's army.
Probably, yeah.
Especially if you come in and you're like raw.
Yeah. You hit him with that little...
Well, Rye's gonna try to intimidate these kids to go march on Harrowstone. They're all spellcasters, right? Send in the regiment of magical children first, who are powered by elementals.
This is not going to go well. Like some of these kids are just trying to figure out how prestidigitation works so that they can like make their friends' pants smell weird.
Hey man,
letting them go fighting ghosts.
If they take an arrow, that's one up for us too.
Yeah. I don't. That ain't it, Chief. Not this go round.
All right. Well, I tried.
So
Rye tried.
again, he breaks that awkward tension and silence. Well, you didn't come here for a lesson, I'm presuming. Is there something more I can benefit you with? You wish to speak
Well,
of how?
Depends on what you're teaching. I might be down for a lesson.
This is basic studies. If you wish to attend basic studies, you're more than welcome to, but I have a feeling that your hands are rather full at the moment.
Aye.
Oz looks down at his hands.
I was expecting you sooner before later because the last we'd spoke, I spoke of inscribing a sigil, a protection rune.
Yeah, speaking of that, we're going to be heading to Harrowstone soon. If you don't mind, we come to collect on that.
Understood. You seemed as if you might have a problem. You asked me where I was last night. I'm assuming that by stepping into the scroll, you understand where I was last night.
Well, I believed you after you said where you were. I was just curious before, because I didn't know. And you weren't where I thought you should be.
Something tells me that even if we pried, you'd only tell us what you wanted to. I'm okay with that. I'm actually more curious about the dog now that you mentioned it.
Isn't that what most people do anyway?
Become satisfied with whatever it is I say, or they disbelieve me.
No.
Yes.
That they just say what they want to say.
A matter of convenience is also true, yes. Well, what would you like to know about Hap?
Well, he was talking to me. It's not really a regular occurrence where I'm from. Well, not talking.
He looks immediately to your comrades. Is this man of sane mind.
Last I knew he was. I hadn't heard about the talking to dogs yet. I have heard there are spells that allow you to talk to animals, though.
Yes, there are a few of those, rather trivial by nature, and not of my own immediate concern.
I mean, he hasn't done anything before that made me think, talking to dogs sounded like his, I don't know, usual.
Do you mind if I step forward to you, sir?
Talking to me?
Yes.
Rye looks left and right and nods.
He reaches into his gown, and he's got what looks to be like a similar hemp cord. That's decorated with many stones on it. But at the very bottom of it, where there might be like an amulet or a pendant, there is what looks to be a series of monocles. And he sort of flips through a few of them multiple times before taking 2 or 3 steps forward. And then he's tall, right? Like he's like 6'5", 6'6", very slender figure. And he pulls it up to his eye, closes the left eye, and then starts peering over you before dropping it down to the rest of them and tucking it back into his gown. You've had a brush with death, then, I see.
Rye looks left and right again. Wow.
Oh, fuck. I can't
my
believe you've done
talents.
this.
Kind of comes with the adventurance sort.
Certainly. I suppose that is the nature of the business. Very well. Well, yes, Hap is inclined to speak occasionally with only those that have had a bit of a brush with death. Congratulations, you're one of 3. I am the first, another the second. It is not my place to say.
I'm like
There are
looking
formal
at my
reasons for
party
that.
members, like kind of in like a, see, I'm not crazy, but also in a, isn't this sort of crazy kind of way? Like,
Right.
You know, seemed like a good boy.
No, it's fine. You are allowed to be disconcerted. It was off-putting at first as well. I only begun to hear him, well, shortly after a failed experiment with myself. And it wasn't him, per se, that, at least that physical form. It was his spirit. Hap's bound to this location, not this building per se. Hap is bound to Ravengrow.
Why?
The last I recall, the last he recalled, he was running from a fire before he collapsed. He fell, opened his eyes, and he declared that he could no longer feel the earth beneath his feet. And he had been wandering from that fire for about 30 or 40 years.
Oldest damn dog I've ever heard of.
He moves back behind the desk again, and he places a hand on a very specific manual, one that was written by MargaretKrohn, a manual of death and building a golem.
That's that book that you wouldn't let me read.
Yes.
Can I read it now?
No. No, you cannot. If I have to teach you the basics, you are certainly not ready for this.
Well, you don't need to teach me the basics.
That is to be determined. That being said, Hap lacked a body. I created a body for him from hounds that I had found fallen nearby. Belonged to various villagers. They had died, unusual circumstances. But I found them, and with the help of this tutelage, this manual. I was able to create a vessel suitable for him, and now he walks. As you can tell, he still lives a very normal life. Rather happy dog, if you will. Though, I have been assisting keeping him alive for a longer time. There are some things that I've discovered in my time here that are less savory for those not suited for it. Plus, he teaches me things. The more he learns, he is my outward eyes. And he's very honest. Might deliver some misinformation, but he is always to tell me when those that are new enter. Ravencrow, that is.
You might not have had a good impression of me when I first got here.
He smiles. He did not. He said some very interesting things about you. Firstly, that he said that you smelled. But who am I to determine whether that is important or not? It's coming from a wet hound.
Well, everybody smells.
It's true, we do. Is there something else that you'd like to know? I have broke a tenet and law of magic. Forgive me. You can turn me in, if it's of value to you.
Well, I'm not one for the law. And I wouldn't mention this to Eli, though, probably.
He looks to you, Misty. Temerity. While I am not as versed with clerical knowledge, I understand when one of Pharasma is before me. You may bring him down, insult his bones, if that is what inquisitors or clerics or paladin or whatever you might be. But I'm afraid that he will be back. I've tried myself searching for his bones. Afraid that they were picked off. Various creatures of Carrion and Carrion fowl. But he's harmed no one. And he's been a boon for this community. He has helped. He helps raise morale at times. He watched Peverin grow. He watched Zokar enter this town. And he met Peverin's mother before she passed.
I'll look at the dog. I have no use to smite or... It's a dog. I have other things to do than to worry about the soul of a dog.
Is it, though? Right cuts in. Is it the soul of a dog?
See, the soul of a dog wouldn't talk.
I am inclined to disagree with you, noble dwarf. There's many things that we can learn when we go far past our time. And in my care and study, he has learned a thing or two as well.
Oh, how long ago was the fire? That was exactly what I was thinking, Wyld, too. How long ago was the fire?
4006 or 4661, and the current year is 4711.
It's been 50 years. Exactly 50 years.
Was this dog at the burning? Oh, my lord.
He's the one who lit the match. No,
Well, he was the warden's dog.
It was
originally.
his fault. I'm telling you, this dog has something off about him. He's the one.
It's the dog. Fetch the trebuchet.
It's a cult of dogs.
Hap was named after the warden's dog.
Oh, damn.
I know. A situation most dire and foul, I assure you. It's a bit of a situation. My apologies for encumbering your thoughts with my dearest ally and closest notable friend, the ghost hound, Hap.
I'm just happy I'm not going crazy. It's good to get an explanation, even a loose one.
I understand.
Oz puts his hand in his bucket.
Anyways, about those sigils.
Right. Well, I'll give you the Ashen Sigil. It will protect you from a single apparative move, whatever that might be. Combat variant or hostile. Yes, hostile. It will protect you from that much if you befall and succumb to an accident. Once it is gone, there will be a small twinge at the base of your neck, and then it is gone. It will be no more. Then you will be in the hands of your own whims. You'll have to rely upon your own reflexes, your natural fortitude, and innate willpower. I trust that you know what you're doing, or you will fall victim to any creature, living or dead, at Harrowstone.
What if we don't know what we're doing?
Then I suppose you should do some studying.
We need
What
time.
exactly would we be studying?
That is a question that I cannot answer.
It
Well, that's
seems
not
like
very helpful.
Forgive me, it's
seems
not an
like
area of
the longer
expertise.
Go ahead.
You're fine. He said it's just not an area of his expertise.
It seems like the longer we wait, the more bad things happen. So we figured we'd head straight forward to the prison. What else do you know about the prison? Anything else that you could help us with? You have to know
Or anything that you
something.
have that could help us?
I know that there are others
If
before
we
you.
fall, they'll be coming for the tune.
Probably. They'll have a hell of a time getting past my own rune work.
Well, that's lovely. What about the kiddies?
That's why they're
What
here.
will happen to them? Like, there are many of us that will address them, but there are many that won't. We have to be successful.
No pressure.
And if you're not, is there something
Then
I can do?
these kiddies and run now.
Well, Mr. Dwarf, then you have certainly succumbed to the realization that we can all die. We will all just die. I am not their parents. If you wish to go door to door, speaking to their parents, offering solace, advice, suggestions, then you might be able to, but I am simply their teacher. I offer protection while they are within my care. This is all I am capable of. Trust, I've spoken to them. Many of them are rather under and uneducated. Some of them are simply not worth speaking to. I say this full well, knowing that what happens going forward is almost out of my hands. This is why
Almost.
I have fortified the exterior of my building. An unliving creature will not be allowed here without permission, which is why you, sir, were invited in. It's the only reason that you were able to step into this place.
Tripp's not
What
there.
are you talking about?
He's talking
I was-
about Rye.
Points to it.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
You're not entirely alive, but you're certainly not dead. You're somewhere between.
Yeah, I don't know when that happened. Could have been several
Maybe it
times.
has something to do with.
And Oz stops saying anything.
His eyes turn to you.
You got something to say?
We'll talk about it later.
It appears that I was correct with my assumption of your brush with death. I do not need to pry. I can simply see it with my own eyes. You have an interesting network afforded for your internal. Whatever the scenario, it's yours. It is your life. Or lives. It's yours to live. But the moment that you leave, and I shut that door, you can throw stone, bring sword, can trebuchet, a hail of fire, nothing will get through. This is why they have stayed. The parents have come to collect, but they couldn't seem to knock through. I simply waited for when I expected to see you. It's easy to interact and discover exactly when you might be here, with that rather novel permanent marking on your body. The one that my vassal placed upon you, Petros.
Well, that's not nice. Shouldn't speak ill of the dead.
I spoke ill of him when?
Like, just now.
My vassal?
Vassal. He said vassal.
My asshole, Petros.
A vassal.
Thank you, noble dwarf.
I thought he said
Torvin.
asshole too.
Yeah,
I really did.
I was like, rude.
Like my asshole, Petro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought he's like
He's
under
trying
the
to
breath
sneak it
calling
by
him
us.
an asshole.
Rye kind of awkwardly, reach up and kind of scratch the back of his neck a little bit, looks over kind of at the party back at Groven. So, about what you see, how does that happen to a man?
Gorvin smiles. He hasn't smiled like this since the moment that you first drew upon his smoke. That is a precarious question to ask, and one I've asked myself since I immediately discovered. I've played over in my head multiple times, and there are ways. I asked myself if you were similarly potentially into necromantic magics. But the way that you had persistently asked regarding the botany that I perform in the basement, I knew that wasn't the case. You don't believe in the gods, do you? You don't believe in magic, even? Or do you?
I believe it exists.
It
I don't
does.
think it works in the ways that some people believe it does.
That's the interesting thing about magic. There are no compounds, there are no restrictions, boundaries. It is simply limitless as we know it. The more of those that are around and practicing in similar ritual or incantation can drive the power and boundaries of magic long.
You're
Before-
slow down, old man. You're talking fast, saying big words.
Fine. Let me slow this down for you. The more practicing the same ritual of study or the same spell can increase the virility, the ability, and the success of that spell. And from what I can see, nearly a dozen practiced a spell upon you. You are supposed to be dead, is my guess. Forgive me for judging you. Looking at the way that you carry yourself, broad-chested, strong-legged, broad back. You have no immediate weapon at your side. You're a warrior, a fighter. Your knuckles are bloodied and scarred. Your face is burned. You've seen many a fight. No, you're not one for magic, but someone around you is. And they didn't want to see you die. The problem is, why is your vessel empty? You're missing what's most important to being alive. And frankly, I don't know when it will expire. or when you will expire. In a lot of ways, you are akin to my boy Hap here. Hap, similarly living on borrowed time. How long will his spirit stay afloat? The longer he stayed, the more he speaks, the more vividly he remembers things. But those that swim around you, nebulously circling like stars, like a moon, or the moons above, they're hovering you. They're protecting you. I don't understand why. But with proper time, with proper study, I could. You would have to allow me to experiment upon you, and I'm afraid you do not have the time for that now. Or you could go right to the source, one very, very well versed in necromantic magics. Speak personally to MargaretKrohn. I would even be so willing to allow you to take the book with you as well, if you survive. Magni owes me a favor, and he would happily explain some things to you. Or, at the behest of ridding himself of a debt owed.
Would
How do you
that
spell
mean
that
my
name real
friend
quick?
here would get a debt, though?
No debts will be incurred. It will simply fall off of what is owed to me. Especially if you return the book. He knows that I have it. He's not very happy about it. Honestly, he lost the book, and I found it being fenced.
Fair game. What was his name again? Crowley?
Montagny? Montagnie?
Yeah, we need to take other stuff to him.
Yeah.
Crowl.
Okay.
Crowl. Crowl.
Okay. In your opinion, when one loses their soul, Rye's saying this like he's like working through it, you know, like he's trying
Sure.
to understand. How often do they get them back?
There are some calculations there that I am not privy to. I wish that I could give you an honest answer, but none I have never heard of. And I suppose where there is a will, there is a way, and it matters how far you're willing to travel and trade for it. Whomever has it, if they've not spent it in energy, you might be able to find. I wish you luck, though. You will certainly need it. And blessings from many of the same gods that I'm sure most of you do not regard. Golarion is a very big place, to say it lightly, and you may not even be on this continent anymore.
I like look over at my other party members, like seeing if they're judging me for all this conversation, because they're kind of listening in, and I'm just like giving them a quick glance. Where their faces
I'll
look
put you
like.
back.
I was just interested in hearing it and eyeing the book that he's not
Hey,
allowed to
maybe
read.
Eli's not crazy, guys.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't get a debt out of this.
I don't think anyone's called you crazy. They just think you're grumpy.
Oh, I got called crazy when I was like, abomination, heretic.
See, I'd say unhinged. You know, that's what I would say. That's so crazy. You were totally right. You know, what you saw.
Well, seeing as how that they have not immediately ostracized you, I'm assuming that they are willing to provide you backing.
He just kind of looks around. He's not used to having people he might consider friends.
He even says that you're not used to having friends, are you? It shows. Smile, boy. Someone cares for you.
Rye lifts up half a burnt face at the edge of his lip and tries to give a smile.
I love the Stallone-esque.
Adrian.
No, is that all? Oh, I suppose I should probably begin with the making of the ashen sigils.
What do we need to do?
Everyone must descend to their knees and remove an article of clothing or whatever seems to be blocking the nape of your neck. You'll feel me drawing, marking, runes. Don't worry, I'm not going to decapitate you, at least not in front of the children.
Rai doesn't hesitate, and he takes off his shirt. And
Sure.
He gives a glance over at Temerity as he does it. He's not flexing. He's just looking good. He's just doing like a normal looking good shirt removal activity. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll just arch a brow, like, okay.
He's not even really doing it for her, but he's aware of her presence,
Oz,
Yeah.
you see this as well.
Oz sees it and is like looking at one of you and then the other and just kind of like eyeing back and forth, like slowly unbuckles the he's wearing overalls, so he unbuckles the overalls.
Perfect. Okay. Temerity, Wyld, Torvin, similar situation? You guys kind of like flex down the collars, or what does this look like?
Not a problem. Absolutely.
Okay. He comes over. He's got what looks to be a bowl. It's probably like a small, like mortar pestle bowl, right? The pestle. And he dabs a finger into it. He pauses for a moment. It almost is like he's like reciting Bible verses before he immediately starts reading out spell verses. And he draws a symbol on your neck. You're not sure what it is. You can't see it. You have no idea. But it feels just like a few letters of the alphabet. And then he moves over, repeats this 4 times. And then he pauses after he finishes on the 4th. Wasn't there more? I was expecting at least one more.
Oh, Eli. He's gone shopping.
Well, it's rather untimely. Then I will wait.
I could go get him if you like.
Is he meeting you
I
back
could just
here?
dip over.
Oh, very well. Please do hurry.
Okay, I go to leave him.
Okay, sure. And then the camera is going to turn. This time we're going to see it move exterior to the building, and Eli is carrying probably 2, maybe 3 sacks of small gold. Some of it's probably like bandoliered up on his belt. And you're moving over. Do you have any objects in mind, or are you just sort of worried about
Gonna
this
get
confrontation?
As far as what we're looking for,
Yes.
I mean, anything that would hurt an apparition. So it maybe like it would have to be like any sort of magical item, because
Okay.
I know that like a regular hammer is probably not going to hit a ghost unless there's some magic on it or some sort of buff. I mean, potions, I think, is Jorminda's. Anything that's going to help us survive, or with ghosts, maybe like stock up on some rope, some torches. If I'm not sure how many torches I have left, or if I have any. Let me check my inventory here. I've got candles left. I've got 3 torches. So yeah, like probably some torches. Just get some supplies. Like I don't know. She didn't really tell me what she had last time.
Sure.
Like usually you go in and you look. You should get to shop around and
Okay.
anything that helps kill ghosts.
All right. So anything that helps kill ghosts.
or climbing, getting out of like a hole. If we like fall in a hole, a pit, something like that. Like help cut up traps. I don't know what to expect.
All
Back
right.
up, grappling hook.
Grappy.
I mean, yeah, I got
Grappy.
Grappy.
You got
Always.
Grappy. Perfect. All right. So let's tend to this. You wanted to see to the smith. So I know I've got an audio clip for this. All right, my friend. You know exactly what you're looking for, at least a location. You find your way to the smith. You can hear, it sounds like some individuals that seem to be hammering outside on the outdoor forges. You were even offered the outdoor forge, so long as you didn't do anything to harm her reputation, particularly with Torvin, right? She said most people have to pay for it. She'll give it to you. Just cut her a little bit of slack, in her own words. When you arrive, no mind, right? Nobody pays you any mind. And you see that there is what looks to be like a hanging sign that reveres the door is open. The door is sort of cracked, as it always is. Open forge, you need as much thoroughfare of like wind as you can. Wind is only going to help your flame anyway. So do you enter in? Do you like knock? What does this look like?
If it's partly open and nobody really stops me or says anything to me, I'll treat it like a shop and go inside.
Sure. Okay. It doesn't appear that anybody's immediately going to stop you. When you step inside, there are two teenage men that seem to be working the forge alongside Jorfa. Jorfa is bringing down this enormous darkened mallet that seems to be slamming and hammering out the steel multiple times. Her arms are impressive by most anyone's standards. They rival just the sheer size of Rise, even, right? You can tell that she is used to working a forge, almost even alone. She is a brick house. The dark-skinned woman with the hair that seems to be tightly woven up down the back of her head. She's wearing it looks like some sort of self-made or created mask. And when the door seems to kind of like pull, right? When that door seems to pull, you hear the bell. You hear the bell internal. They don't stop, though. One seems to be working the bellows, vastly seeming to increase this. One is dipping another blade into the water, rotating it multiple times, and then like tempering it down with this much smaller ball peen. Do you wait? Do you wait for her, or do you just kind of mind your own?
I'll make my presence known. I'll be like, hello, good morning.
Another hammer comes down, and ding! You see like the flashing of steel, like broken steel, kind of like bounce off the walls, come down and sizzle a little bit. But again, just another boom and more, and she flashes this down before inevitably, like, she picks up the end of the blade with her ungloved hand, and she just chucks it back into a deep well for water. And she wipes her hand off on her shirt before inevitably turning, and she pushes the mask away and takes a long draw off of a water skin before glancing back up. Her eyes catch yours. Boys. They stop and they glance like they're in trouble, like an angry mother. Take a break. She reaches into what looks to be like a bucket under the counter, and she throws a couple of silvers their way. Go find food. Go on. And they don't hesitate. They kind of like take off their gloves, drop their things. They take the silver and like, oh, they're actually, this is money to them. They're getting paid. It's not just tutelage, right? And they bounce out. She looks at you from across this elongated table, this almost bar, placing an elbow down. Drawing again on the water skin. Is there something I can help you with, adventurer?
That's right. I was about to head into a dangerous situation, and I figured it'd be best to come and try to stock up on what I could. Try to make it out alive.
Of course.
I didn't get to see your wares last time I was here.
We'll peer around you. We're in open hours. It's still early enough in the day. If something grabs your attention, I'm happy to offer you discounted measures.
That is most appreciated. So then do I need to have a look around then, or?
Perhaps you have something in mind I can guide you.
Well, we're about to head into the prison, and we're going to be dealing with some supernatural creatures. I didn't know if you had anything that might offer us some additional protection or an additional way to harm them.
What kind of supernatural creature?
Well, I do know that we might come up against a wraith, specifically. We've also seen some other apparitions manifest. I'm not sure what type. They're very ghostly.
So you need something to combat ghosts. Nothing to fight
That's right.
various undead zombies, skeletons, nothing of that nature and make.
Well, the physical creatures, I think we have more of a handle on. I do have a fighter, and I don't know how useful he's going to be.
Oh, then she kind of like sizes you up and down. What are you using as a weapon?
I've got my hammer.
Do the others have
always.
hammers as well?
Oh, no, we have, let's see, a couple of bows, crossbow. I believe we have a caster, although I've yet to see his acuity in battle. And then, of course, our fighter.
Your archer. Does he have a backup?
Like a quiver or like a backup?
A backup weapon.
Not that I'm aware of. Maybe a dagger?
She leans over. She looks to this rack of weapons before inevitably she draws up a warhammer. She places it down on the counter. Piercing instruments are ineffective against skeletal. You need something that's going to bludgeon, break the bones, break them down. They're going to miss. They'll think that they hit, but they're going to miss. Slashing, not as effective either, but it'll work. Bludgeoning is the way to go.
Right, I did notice that my blow against one of the undead creatures was rather effective.
If you need something a bit larger, I have a great maul, but it will require both hands. It's not meant for those that aren't surly. However, if you'd like a club, that can be arranged. It is, after all, just a stick. I like for something a little more solid. Additionally, fire tends to work on the dead as well, or the recently undead. And I did acquire one piece that is significantly larger than I think that even you, with your broadened shoulders and stoic self, could probably handle. It's meant for someone rather large. Unless you'd like to give it a shot.
It's just a larger hammer or maul of some type.
A long time ago, when I was escaping from underground, I exited a mountain, and I was still inside of a mountain range. And I found my way across a figure that was spotted. Rather spotted. I'd seen
Keep that shame,
a few
you filthy animal.
spotted creatures like this before. I was afraid of them at first, but this was the first that seemed to meet me in combat. They were 3 times my size and every bit as strong, but they weren't prepared for what I was taught. It was only later that after reading about them, after being told about them, they were called Goliaths. Men 9-10 feet tall. As broad as a building. Practically giants. Its weapon of choice was a great maul. It's unlike a hammer that I've ever seen. I carried it. Well, I drug it. It's just that unfortunately large. But I'd be willing to give it to anyone that feels like they're capable of carrying it and using it. It's not meant for the modern man, though.
Stay a while and listen.
Brings this over, and she actually drags it. And she places this this sledge. Not like a normal sledgehammer. This thing is about 8 feet long. And the hammer end is about 50 to 60 pounds. When you strike with this, it's meant to bury a man. It's not meant to kill them. It's meant to bury them in the earth. You then place a headstone because that's where they've died.
Quite the salesman, aren't you?
I let my
Saleswoman.
experience speak for what it is. Most of the weapons that I've come across here, they've been rearmed, remastered, and quite capable of doing what they did, but they weren't enough to best me. So I figured seeing you here today, you were either coming for something out of the ordinary, or you were coming to inform me that you let Torvin know that I was here. So which is it?
Well, I may as well give it a try and lift it, I suppose.
Good luck. She brings it around the corner, dragging it. It's leaving this divot in the dirt around you. And she fronts up the handle to you. And it's the staff portion of this, the handle is, it's 8 feet long. And it is roughly like the head of it is shaped like a tombstone itself. But it's girthy. This thing is stone. It's solid. She steps far enough away.
I am.
She steps very, very far away.
I'll lean in and get a solid grip on it. Try to hoist it up.
You can make an attack with it if you like. I don't know what you're going to attack, but because you are not proficient in this weapon, and it is not even racially inclined for you, it's strictly built for Goliath races, you're going to take a -4 off of your first use. If you try to use it deftly, it could be greater.
Okay.
Make a hernia roll.
What do you want, strength then?
Yeah, so it's going to be a D20 plus your base attack bonus. So you're level 3. So 3 plus your strength modifier. What is your strength mod?
3.
Okay, so D20 plus 6 -4. What are you swinging at first?
He's halfway through it before he even realizes, what am I going to hit?
Where's Hap?
She said I gotta try to attack with it, which makes me think she doesn't think I'm gonna be able to. So I'll just try to hit the floor.
Sure.
I guess.
Sure. So make your attack.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's a damn good roll, actually. Wow.
Jeez.
You swing, and when you bring it down, it arcs into the ground, and where it basically flashes down, you hear this. Whoosh, it makes this like whole gust of wind up around it because just the sheer mass, the magnitude of it. Connects with the dirt. Just for the sake of entertainment, for mechanic speaking, give me 2d8 plus your strength modifier 1.5 times. So it'd be 2d8 plus 4.
A little low, but it's the floor.
Sure, it's 10 points. That's enough to kill a normal human man twice over. And you rolled like relatively low comparatively. So,
Where are my friends to show off to?
yeah.
Dang it.
You know that this is clearly not something that you can use well,
No.
right?
I'm just trying to show off at this point.
Listen, you're showing off to us. Ellohime sees, Adam sees this, okay?
Yeah. So you practice a swing,
My
and
street cred.
she glances like you see like a single eyebrow raise. I'm impressed. Did you
Yes.
Did you pop anything there? How was your groin? You have to swing from the hips after all.
Yeah, I don't think I'm good for more than one swing. This doesn't seem feasible to bring into a dungeon, but fun.
You strike me as the one swing type.
Perhaps one and done.
Do you think anyone
they
else
say.
this might be useful for you in your group?
No, unfortunately, I don't think anyone can handle weaponry like this. Do you what can you offer in ways of protection? Then, do you have any any armor. I think my normal hammer should be suitable. Maybe some rope or how much rope do I have?
You'll have to go to a general store for some of the more mundane goods, but yeah, I've got some general armor and various weaponry. I do have something that might be able to help. It's a little expensive though, even discounted. I've never had to use it, but I know what it does. You familiar with Ghost Touch?
I'm not. Or can I roll to see if I am? Well, probably not.
I mean, if you just say not,
No.
It's meant to actually hit ghosts. But unfortunately, it's not in a hammer. It's in a longsword.
Seems useful. I do have a fair amount of gold. I came prepared.
I acquired it here on the surface, fighting a cleric. So if it's of use to you, then I'd be happy to part ways with it for the right price.
And how much were you looking for?
How much do you have?
I mean, I'll pull my bag, sort through my gold, get a general number, but I mean, if it's haggling, I don't want to start. I'm not going to just start at what I have. So, I mean, it's hard without like a general understanding of like how much I'm working with. I'll probably tell her I have about 80% of what I actually have. Like,
Sure.
Hold back about 20%.
Yeah.
So there's room for bartering.
You probably had a few hundred gold yourself, based on this travel. This is your first time exterior to the actual like hamlet that you work at, our Caliphus, right? And in the blacksmith, and they're not poor, right? The blacksmiths that you work for, they're not poor. They actually do very, very well for themselves as a traveling merchant. But you're always stuck home making all the things.
I don't spend. I have no time. I don't
So
do
you
anything.
basically-
I just hoard my gold like a dwarf.
You basically just grabbed everything up that you could, right? Quickly, threw it in a bag, and you left.
Yep.
So you probably have, a few hundred. I'll say that you've got about 350 gold. Now that's probably infinitely more than most everybody else in your group. You likely also don't have a general knowledge of what most anything costs, because if you've ever needed a weapon, you just made it yourself. But you know what kind of goes into it. Now, how much?
I mean,
did
I would know
Oz-
how much we charge for I would know how much we charge for items at my shop unless we didn't make it.
Sure.
I would think.
How much did Oz give, and how much did Torvin give?
I gave 20 gold.
20 gold.
3.5.
Torvin,
3.5 gold. Nice. All right, perfect. That's
I'm poor.
yeah. Sure. I got you.
No.
Is that it? She points to your pouch on your side.
That's it. I've got this bag and what a few of my peers decided to throw in. If
Torvin,
it's not enough,
like her eyes kind of like tighten. Torvin,
I think a few gold pieces might be from Torvin. He didn't seem to have much of an issue with you, honestly, when I spoke with him. I was rather surprised, so I think that if you just stay here and lay low, keep your head down, then you'll keep your head for now. And if we can clear out the prison, that'll make your hiding spot even more of a safe place. What if you give it to me on loan? I mean, I guess I might not come back with it, but I could.
I suppose that makes sense.
It's more beneficial for everybody.
Oh no, I wasn't
If I
talking
don't
about
die.
that. Of course, that totally makes sense. Why would a deserter chase a deserter? I get it. I understand. She's eyeing your
Seems
pouch
you
at this
two
point.
have more in common.
What do you mean? You didn't know.
From the way that he responded, I had my suspicions when I told him of you.
She gives you this, like, half-twisted grin, like mouth open. She tosses the sword on the table. You notice that it leaves almost like a black tracer behind it when it's kind of like lazily swung. It's not from the hilt, not from the handle, but the actual, like, blade itself leaves this bizarre black tracer behind it. Like, almost like someone's moving a light, like, way too fast, right? 200 gold. You don't ask any questions. And you don't bring it back.
I can do that. Slap the gold on the table next to the sword.
Sure. She takes the gold. She doesn't even look. She just hucks it immediately under the, near the bucket where she reached to grab that silver. When you grab the blade, you notice that it has a very, very vibrant symbol of Pharasma on the handle.
Oh, shit. These motherfuckers. They're trying to get me.
Does she see your do you visibly show distress? Even like a hint?
No, he'd kind of laugh at it, at the irony, almost. He kind of chuckles at it, like it would be. That makes sense. It's for killing undead things, for killing ghosts. That makes sense. He's just talking to himself under his breath, trying to like validate it. He doesn't plan on using it himself, but he knows that Rye's probably not going to grab this damn thing. He's just going to try to punch everything.
Yeah, it's perfect for killing the dead. It's not very good at killing Dwergar. You keep what you kill. Sometimes it helps make it into your business. Again, don't ask any questions. Just take it. What kind of armor do you need? Anything that I give you at this point, because I know that your funds are running a little low, and you probably have to make your way out to
That's right.
the general
We're
store.
low on funds and times at this point.
I've got light armors available. They're not in the best condition. One intense blow to the back or to the front of them will likely render it destroyed. But it's going to take me time to spin it back into use. So I'll just give it to you. What do you need?
I'll try to get something for that. If there's anything that looks like Pevrin can wear.
Sure.
Light enough for him to offer him any kind of protection.
Sure.
And then after Pevrin, I would go for Rye, because that's like going to be people that are getting in, having to get in close to attack, I would imagine. They don't have other options.
She's got, it's not quite damaged. You can see that it's seen some work here. She moves some armors that are like sort of laying on top of each other. And she gives you this leather set. It's studded leather. It's got metal beads on the surface, pretty much all over at this point. And she kind of looks at you. Didn't say its size. I don't know if this is gonna fit you.
The smallest I need it for
Fine.
a young boy. All right. Just trying to make it as easy as possible, not ask questions.
Ask questions. Just and she hands the studded leather armor over to you. And one more or so.
Like a fine young boy.
Yeah. She hands over what looks to be like a chainmail, right? And a couple of the rings seem to be sort of bent a little bit. They've taken some very visible blows, but it still functions. It's going to save a life.
Okay. I appreciate it. I know items like this are extremely valuable in a place like this. So we'll do our best to make it out alive, and then you can maybe have some more solace here.
Thank you. Anything else? Or would that be it?
I think that about wraps up our business here.
I hope for your sake that Torvin doesn't come back with any hostile actions.
He made no indication that those were his intentions.
I may not be able to kill him because you can't kill what doesn't bleed. But you can. And I've lived a very long life and I've learned to not forget.
Well, hopefully our common enemy can hold us together long enough to help to be beneficial for everybody.
Just make sure you say of all the kind things that I did.
Of course, we appreciate all of the help. I'm sure these will save a life.
We do what we can at Jorfa's Armory. Try not to let the door hit you on the way out.
No promises. Haha. He light joke on the way out. He's happy. He knows he got a deal. He knows that that she's pretty terrified. And he's also doesn't like that they're both deserters, but he's got more pressing matters.
Sure, of course, of course. Misty's leaving us, guys. Take it easy, Misty. We'll have your face and we'll see you a bit later, okay? This is actually where we're going to bring everybody together so that you'll have the opportunity to converse, but we're actually going to round out our session right here. Sure. This is going to be our stopping point. You guys got your conversation with Elendru. You got the Jorfa mischief. You talked to Kendra. It sounds like there's nothing holding you back from going deep into Harrowstone, which...
Grab some torches and some rations just in case, and our Jorminda potions.
Sure, you guys... She'll get whatever potions. I'll roll for them, of course, so that you guys have an idea about what you're getting yourself into. And any mundane goods or anything like that you need, just go ahead and buy it from the book.
Okay.
That should be really, really easy. You know, like ropes or grappling hooks, whatever kind of mundane materials you need, buy it. It's going to be at cost. They're not going to give you any discounts because they really don't know you. It'll be your first time in the general store. So after that, it looks like next week we are... We're going in. Yeah. We're going into Harrowstone. So, guys, let's do our shout outs here and see just who we can run out to first. Let's see what I have here. I gotta scroll down. That's my mug. We need to see Cobalt. Cobalt, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you, bud?
Hey, I'm CobaltStreak. I stream just about every single day, 5 p.m. Central. I do D&D at 8 p.m. today and at noon on Thursdays Central Time. I've been playing a lot of Binding of Isaac, of course. That's like my main squeeze. But Darkest Dungeon 2 on the side, as well as some Pokemon Nuzlocke eventually. And I'm going to finish out Inscription here probably tomorrow, just so I can knock it off of the list. And as always, thanks for having me. I had a blast.
Of course. It was great having you, man. Next, we've got Misty. Misty is not here right now, but you guys can actually go follow her over on twitch.tv/Imperial. She's been doing a lot of sewing. She's great with community. She has a great time with everybody in general. If you've not been to her broadcast or stream, you're kind of missing out. Misty's a gem on the internet. And yeah, she's dope. Just go on over there and check her out. Wyld, you're up, boss. Tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Ooh, I'm on the Wyld pretty much everywhere. I'm doing a ridiculous amount of Minecraft. I'm actually working up to a very big project. We're looking at art design and resource packs. So how art and concepts can measure color and mood and things like that. So we'll be playing around with changing the world as how you interpret it and then playing with that. So yeah, lots of good fun with it.
Fantastic. Maggie, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you these days?
Hey, you can find me at MargaretKrohn in all of the places. I'm doing things on the internet. Thursday, I have a lot of D&D going on if you're interested in more. I'm going to be over on Roll For It at 10 a.m. Pacific, and then later over at Zero Doxy at, I believe, 6 p.m. or 7 p.m.
Actually,
so come hang out. It's a lot of fun.
Are we an hour different this week?
Oh, yeah, it's 11.
Yeah, I forgot. We actually, because it's UK time change.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Daylight savings time.
I didn't even realize.
For UK,
yeah. And then we change on Sunday in the US.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonky.
Oh, we do?
AF.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a
yeah.
fun
All
one.
back, buddy.
Australian.
We
buddy.
get an extra hour of sleep, I think it is.
Sick.
I don't. I'm gonna be live all day on November 6th for Extra Life. I'm gonna be playing Pathfinder.
Nice.
So come join us. It will be set in the game that I work on, set in that setting, which is
Nice.
Vera. And I make video games for a living. Speaking of that game, if you want to check out what I work on, I'm currently working on a project called Ashes of Creation, and you can find it at Ashes of Creation in all the places.
Nice to do. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mags.
Mhm.
Hello, boss. Tell us about you. What do you know? Where can we find you?
Well, hello. I used to stream games, and now all I do is YouTube lately. Now I'm making it through Inscription. I'm trying to. I think I'll probably be finishing up next stream. Should be, well, technically tonight, but like 23 hours from now, about 11 p.m. If you want to join me, you can click the link in the chat. And yes, yeah, Gimpo's been hanging out with us. He knows what's up. Yeah, you can check us out. Toss a follow. I stream usually really early in the morning, like Eastern time, or I just go all night. So if you're an insomniac and a freak like me, by all means, come hang out. And if you want to interact with any of the other social media stuff, it's all on the channel.
Fantastic. I actually just wrapped up Inscription on stream, and it's probably my game of the year just for how weird it is.
Weird one.
For sure. Xander, tell us about your boss. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Hey everybody, XanderDarks. You can find me here most of the time. Usually it's just here. Yeah. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, when I'm, not tired of the world and dumb questions in my retail job, I will be streaming. But yeah, most of the time you guys can find me with Bubs and crew. But yeah,
Sick.
XanderDarks Twitch channel. You guys want to, check it out? It's there.
Dope. That leaves me, guys. You already know what I'm doing here. You've been here enough. I do a lot of gaming, do a lot of world building. I think I'm going to focus more on world building in the near future, just because I want to kind of wrap up some projects and kick off some more. So if you hung out today for the 3 or so hours that I did before stream, then you will see more of that coming soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not. We'll find out. Either way, I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff here, and you guys can hang out. Plus, I got this little podcast called Stitch of Fate that's actually kicking up, and episode 1 is going to be released this Friday of season 3. So check it out. If you like vampires, you like VTM in general, season 3 is launching this Friday. Next Friday, episode 2, I will be there for it. So this first episode is going to be a bit of a special. Mm-hmm. And
award-winning.
Yeah, it is.
podcast.
It is, in fact, an award-winning podcast. So thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate you for being here. You made the night awesome. You guys are dope. And check out Patreon. Keep the stream alive, keep the dream alive. Check out the Discord. Come hang out with us, because we're going to talk like we always do after this. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Do what you do. Stay safe. Stay nerdy. Peace. We're out of here.
Bye.